Just go on a rant for everyone to hear about what's making you mad. How often do you get to do that? I mean, I guess I technically get to do it pretty much every morning, and I'm here on the morning rush when Tommy's gone, at least, because it's like when the boss is away, you have free control over everything. So, but it's neither here nor there. My point is that today's What's Your Beef Wednesday. And if you are beefing with or mad at something or someone, I have a bunch of them. I'm sure Ty's going to have something that he's mad at. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you're mad about this morning. We want to help you. It's like a therapy session. We want to walk you through it. We're here to hear your rants and raves and be here for you when it matters the most, because we're all in it together, folks. Life is a terrible sentence for all of us to serve. And we know that by having you air your grievances, it just makes your life a little better, for at least a little bit. So we'll have that going on today as well. So and there's no set segment either. You can just call in whenever. It's pretty much a free reign here on a Wednesday on the Morning Rush. Also, Razorback baseball plays today. You notice I didn't say tonight. It's because they don't play tonight. They play today. And with the SEC tournament going on, we don't really know exactly the 100% time they will start at. I know the broadcast technically will start at 12:30 today with Phil Elson and Bubba Carpenter. But as far as the actual game itself, it'll depend on how the game before it goes, which I believe is Texas A&M, and I think it's Texas A&M Vanderbilt, or it's Texas A&M Georgia. I think it's Texas A&M Georgia. I don't know. Should have had the schedule right in front of me, but that's what happens when your computer is restarting. Either way, Arkansas will be playing today against the Ole Miss Rebels, who won yesterday versus the Missouri Tigers. So it was a close game between the two, and Arkansas actually lost the series this year to the Ole Miss Rebels at home. So maybe this could be a little, I wouldn't say revenge, because, again, in the grand scheme of things, the SEC tournament is not where your laurels are falling. I believe that if Arkansas was able to get the victory in postseason play as far as a regional or super regional, they don't play them in a regional, but maybe in the College World Series, something like that. Now that right there would be something that's a lot more endearing for Razorback fans. But they play Ole Miss today, and we'll talk about that and get into that a lot as well and break down that game and, of course, get your responses to it. But the real thing that I want to get into today is actually a comment made yesterday on this show. And it was not by me or by Ty, but it was about it from our guest, Matt Moscona of ESPN 104.5 in Baton Rouge, when he was talking about Chad Morris at Arkansas being the right kind of hire. Now, we'll play the clip back in its entirety here in just a bit, and so that way everyone can have context of what we're referring to. But to say Chad Morris is the right kind of hire for Arkansas. This stirred up a lot of people yesterday on social media by these comments because, of course, some people will take it out of context saying, oh, they think that Matt Moscona thinks that Chad Morris is going to be the right hire that'll lead him to a championship and have him competing in the SEC West. No. That's not what he was saying. What Matt was saying is that for Arkansas to be successful in the SEC in this day and age, they needed a coach like Chad Morris. They needed an offensive mind like Chad Morris. They needed an up-and-coming, energetic coach trying to prove himself like Chad Morris. They needed a coach that understood that recruiting is everything in the game of football and college football, and that he not only knows that, understands it, but is able to apply it to his culture and his philosophy as a coach and execute the recruiting by getting guys on campus to play for him. That's the type of coach you need to be successful at a place like Arkansas. Now, I'm sure some of you are saying, well, duh, John, of course. Are you saying that a coach needs to be able to be a good offensive mind and recruit well? Well, raise my rent. How did you come up with that? I know that it's an obvious statement. I know that. But there are different places and different schools and different programs where you can find different ways to skin a cat. You can win different ways. And previously, when Arkansas had Brett Bielema at the helm and what he was trying to do, what he was trying to accomplish, which no one really knows at this point, it failed miserably. Miserably. Brett Bielema was in over his head. The SEC was too good for him. And he didn't put in the work or the effort at Arkansas to be a successful coach. He just didn't. But he wanted to come in, if you remember correctly, he wanted to come in and play that big boy football. Normal American football. Line up a fullback and kick your you-know-what. Have a bunch of offensive linemen. I mean, feature him on the cover of the media guide. Yada, yada, yada. All this stuff. But do you remember what Brett Bielema's offense looked like later in his tenure in Arkansas? Like, compared to what it was his first year, and then look at it from the next few years and the transition that it made. You remember that? It sure didn't look like big boy football to me when you had Brandon Allen throwing 7 touchdown passes in a game against Mississippi State, or the Allen brothers throwing for over 3,000 yards. Certainly didn't look like it to me then. When you're lining up in shotgun, more often than not really having a fullback, it didn't look like that to me. But you know why it changed? I'll give Brett Bielema credit in this. You know why it changed? Because I think that when Bielema got his feet wet in the SEC, he realized, I can't win this way at Arkansas. I can't line up a bunch of offensive linemen and a fullback and run all over Alabama and LSU and Auburn. I just can't do that. So I'm adjusting. And what did he adjust to? A quicker, faster offense. Now, he didn't execute the quicker and faster offense the way that most places probably would. It seemed like it was a hodgepodge and on a buffet of different pieces from different offenses that he kind of threw together. And sometimes it would work really well. I think that 2015 offense with Brandon Allen having the success that he had and Alex Collins running for 1,300 yards, that type of season was phenomenal for the offense. Now, you had some other problems in it, and we don't need to go and revisit that all completely. But the point is that Brett Bielema realized that you can't win the way that he wanted to when he first entered in at Arkansas. And Chad Morris, going out and getting him and the type of offense that he runs and the type of football program he wants and wants to establish, that's the type of thing you want at Arkansas to be successful against the big boys of this conference. Arkansas's never going to have more talent across the board on their team than Alabama, than LSU, than Auburn, than Georgia, than Florida. Most teams in the SEC across the board will have more talent than Arkansas. It's just facts. So how do you beat them? How do you beat those big boys that have bigger boys than your big boys? You find weaknesses. And the weaknesses of those teams, like Alabama, have pretty much been solved and have been shown. You beat them with speed. You beat them with athleticism. You beat them by making decisions faster than what they make their decisions. You act faster than how they can react. And you do that with a coach and an offense like what Chad Morris has. Now, Chad Morris has recruited pretty well in his first year at Arkansas. He went 2-10 last year, let's be honest. He went 2-10, but he's recruited well. He's made some changes. He's brought in some quarterbacks. He's putting some pieces together. And for those of you who are not completely and totally on board with Chad Morris, I get it. There's a lot that he has to prove. But what he's trying to establish is apparent. What he's trying to do and what the identity of this team is he's trying to portray is evident. Full tilt boogie, hammer down, left lane, all that fun stuff. Fast. Athleticism, skill position guys that could do something with the ball in their hand. The identity is there. All we're waiting on is the execution. When the execution comes around, if and when it comes around, I think that you will see a completely different team and program in Arkansas when the talent is there too, where they have a really good chance of knocking off some of the big boys. Let's be honest, folks. Last year, when Arkansas went 2-10, they lost by a touchdown to two of the better teams in their division. Two teams that had 10 wins, Texas A&M and LSU. They only lost by a touchdown to those opponents. They scored 31 points on Alabama, which up until the college football playoff was the most points that have been scored on Alabama. They did some things at some times that looked really good. But they couldn't close it out. They couldn't figure out ways to win. They couldn't execute. Execution is what's missing. You have the right kind of coach in Chad Morris. You have the right recruiter. You have the right offensive mind. Looks like you have the right staff. But now you have to win. And winning is always easier said than done. But once he finds a way, he'll show exactly why he was the right hire for the Arkansas Razorbacks. 877-377-6963 is the number to call in. We're going to get to all your phone calls. Again, it's a What's Your Beef Wednesday. We'll be able to take those and talk about those and rant and rave and vent and all that fun stuff. We'll be doing that. We'll talk some Razorback baseball today as they take on Ole Miss in the SEC tournament. We'll get some other news going on in the sports world, and we're going to have some fun with it as well. Stay with us, folks. More of the Morning Rush coming up next.
The most honest sports radio show in Arkansas. The Morning Rush continues next.
Supercuts welcomes you. Our friendly professional stylists are always ready to serve you with a warm smile and finish your cut with an amazing hot towel refresher every time. Take advantage of our weekly sales, such as $1 shampoos with a haircut on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's right, $1 shampoos on every Tuesday and Wednesday. And 10 to 20% off color sale with $5 hair conditioning treatments every Thursday. And there is much, much more. Supercuts conveniently serves its community 7 days a week. Supercuts, clean, sharp, ready.
If you take great pride in your lawn, it's time to come by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville and check out our full line of Hustler zero-turn lawnmowers. Zero-turn mowers from Hustler will give you the perfectly manicured cut you want. With power, strength, and speed, you can quickly maneuver around any obstacle with ease. And with payments starting as low as $54 a month, you can have that perfect lawn without breaking the bank. So come by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville today or see us online at williamstractor.com to check out our full line of Hustler mowers. Williams Tractor is here to get you ready for spring.
This is the Morning Rush.
Spring is in the air. Not in the house, Dalton. It's okay, AJ. Aw, snap, I told you not in the house. Red Kool-Aid all over the white carpet. Mom and Dad are gonna... It's okay, AJ. I can't believe it. We're so in trouble. I told you so.
Thank you for calling Service Master Clean. This is Tanya. How can I help you?
Tanya, it's Dalton. For the clean you expect and the service you deserve. Think Service Master Clean. Visit us online at smcleanonline.com.
Got a mystery stain on the carpet and the kids insist they don't know what it is? Or you're just ready to give the house a good spring cleaning? Call Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Call today for spring specials.
Service Master Clean. For the clean you expect and the service you deserve. It's okay, AJ.
Jody'sAuto.com has 3 locations and 3 oil change specials, one for every budget. Just a good basic oil change with synthetic blend oil, oil filter, top off the fluids and air the tires, $19.95. 5-quart system, some restrictions. Better, the preferred oil change, which adds 4 tire rotation and 12 months roadside assistance to the basic. Only $34.95, and the 5th oil change is free. Best, the Supreme, which adds 4-wheel computer spin balance and vacuum the front floorboard to the preferred. Only $49.95, and the 5th oil change is free. But Jody'sAuto.com is one stop, total convenience. Tires, repairs, service, maintenance, towing, and fleets. And voted best of the best for taking care of their customers. 2 locations in Fort Smith and 1 in Van Buren. Since 1984, convenience and trust. Jody'sAuto.com.
May is here, and at Frankfurt Furniture, it's time for May Pick a Number sale. Not customers who finance get to draw a ticket out of our Pick a Number box with discounts from 5% to 50% off.
Remember, always at Frankfurt Furniture for our cash customers, 25% off if you're paying with check, cash, or card.
Also register to win your choice of a 50-inch smart TV or a recliner to be given away May 31st.
Frankfurt Furniture, your made in the USA headquarters.
Best seats in the house.
Well, at least you didn't hit me with a pan this time.
Hey dads, do you have an athlete in your house that is looking to take their skills to the next level? Excel Speed Training at the Fort Smith Athletic Club has the proven results to maximize your athlete's potential. Designed for both male and female athletes of all ages and various sports to improve mobility, endurance, agility, and vertical jump. Take your game to the next level with Excel Speed Training. Call Mike Johnson at 479-926-0193. That's Mike at 479-926-0193 at the Fort Smith Athletic Club.
Fresh, fast, Jim's Razorback Pizza.
Fresh means fresh, as in no preservatives. That's right. If it's fresh, it doesn't need to be preserved. Try Jim's 100% premium Wisconsin cheese. Fresh whole milk mozzarella, wood smoked provolone, old world style Romano and Parmesan. The freshest all-you-can-eat salad bar in town. No preservatives and fresh every time.
Fresh, fast, Jim's Razorback Pizza.
At the corner of Greenwood and Gary in Fort Smith.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
ESPN 95.3.
Pour me something tall and strong, make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Ain't that the truth? It is 5 o'clock somewhere. Not 5 a.m. in the Mountain West time. I'm talking about 5 p.m., of course. It's a good way to start off the show here. Obviously, Ty's a fan. Ty's been kind of skeptical of the party music, but seems like he likes this one.
Well, this one will work. Not some of these other genres you've got, but this will,
genres.
This will play.
What type of genres?
Whatever the crap you've been playing this week.
Come on, man.
Some of it's been, I'd say 25% hit home with me. The other 75, not so much. This will hit home.
Yeah, well, Tommy, since he's a little older than us, I remember when he hired me, one of the things that he told me is, he says, you can be in charge of the music, but just no rap. It's like, no rap at all? Well, some, but just not all. Okay, so what do you want me to play? It's just... maybe some Clint Black. It's like, okay, well, I'll work on that, Tommy. I got you.
That's a 90s country star, right?
Correct. Good job, Ty.
There we go.
You at least got that one right. Let's get in some quick-hitting headlines presented by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville and Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas and Rogers. Big Dog Mowers have you covered and are able to do the job with an industry-leading 7-year limited warranty. Big Dog will take care of you, and with prices starting at $23.99 or 0% financing for 48 months and 0 down with approved credit, you can have that perfect lawn you need and want without breaking the bank. And if you have served or have served in the military or as a first responder, take advantage of the Big Dog Hero Program and receive 10% off your next mower. Come see Williams Tractor today in Fayetteville or Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas in Rogers. So a few headlines that we want to go ahead and mention to you. Obviously, as was mentioned, Arkansas baseball will take on Ole Miss today. Hopefully that game has a first pitch at 1 p.m. We'll see if it actually happens. I don't think we can ever get that lucky, but either way, Arkansas will be doing that today, and if they win, then they will advance. Either way, they're playing tomorrow, folks, so you're going to have at least 2 games as it is double elimination here in the SEC tournament. Also, I thought this was fascinating. This is something we can really dive into later as well. Arkansas finishes 4th in attendance per game in baseball for the regular season. Behind who? LSU, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss. So you finished 4th in the nation and 4th in the SEC. And there were people that were actually bummed by this. There were Razorback fans that were actually sad that they didn't place top 3 or the fact that 3 SEC teams were ahead of them. And hey, listen, folks, things are different. But I'm not making excuses, but I will chalk it up that Razorback fans, you had some pretty crappy weather games this year. Just saying. The attendance to the LSU game was phenomenal. The Ole Miss game was pretty good too, but that one was kind of a colder weather game. So, not making excuses, just stating facts. But still, pretty good job, the fact that you finished fourth in the nation and also in the SEC. And you know that they'll bring it once the regional and super regional comes. Those are for sure. In other SEC news, and this is also pretty crazy, TCU transfer quarterback Sean Robinson. He transferred to Missouri, right? Everyone kind of thought that was strange. He's like, hey, Kelly Bryant's there. Well, he was going to have to sit out a year. So it's like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. They could play Kelly Bryant this year, who's immediately eligible. Then they'll play Sean Robinson the next year when he becomes eligible. Well, he has applied for a waiver to become immediately eligible at Missouri. Now, this makes me wonder, especially at this point in time, does he think that he is better than Kelly Bryant? Or has he seen something from Kelly Bryant where he's like, no, I can overtake this guy's job right now? Or does it mean Kelly Bryant's struggling? I just want to know what's the logic behind this? Why would you do something like that unless you just like knew for a fact that you were going to play right off the bat?
I can tell you from watching both players, former TCU quarterback and then obviously former Clemson quarterback, Kelly Bryant's the clear guy
without a doubt
in that group. Sean Robertson, from what I saw, wasn't that great of a thrower of the football. So, but again, if he thinks he can, you can't knock the kid for trying to compete, trying to win the job, even his first year.
No,
but it just might not be the smartest move.
But the timing of it's kind of weird, right? I mean, now of all times, just like in the middle of May. You didn't do that when you first got on campus? I don't know. I just was curious about that, and I wonder. Hey, maybe Kelly Bryant maybe needs some extra competition to go up against him at Missouri. Who knows? But either way, just really interesting logic there by Sean Robinson, the former TCU quarterback. 877-377-6963 is the number to call in. We'll get to more of your phone calls, more Razorback baseball, more everything on the other side of the break on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Stay with us, folks.
Hello, you've reached Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hi, Jan. I was wondering why you say that your summer starts at your Toyota dealer.
Well, summer's just around the corner, right?
Yeah, it is.
And with great offers on our big selection of Toyotas now through June 3rd, you can get the reliable Toyota you need to get you to all the events that summer has to offer. Like drive up and visit your mom for Mother's Day.
Oh, son, it's so good to see you. Come here and give your mom a kiss.
Or maybe go snorkeling over Memorial Day weekend. How about see your nephew graduate from college? Or go down to the lake for 4th of July fireworks.
Wow, there's so many places to go, I just don't know which one to pick. You know what? I'm gonna do them all.
That's the spirit.
Qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus a $2,000 special edition bonus on a new 2019 Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places. Visit GSToffers.com for details. Offers available in select states and N6319.
Are you in the market for a new pool or spa? Seaside Pools and Spas has been constructing quality pools in the four-state area since 1967. It's your one-stop shop for chemicals, equipment, spas, and in-ground pools. With a service department like no other, Seaside Pools and Spas can help you with any repair, maintenance, or renovation needs necessary. Visit Seaside Pools and Spas today in Springdale and Bentonville or online at seasidepools.com.
We are celebrating 50 years at Razorback Camper Sales, and it's spring camping season. All remaining 2018 travel trailers, fifth wheels, and pop-ups are at rock-bottom closeout prices. Or check out the 2019 17-foot Salem bunkhouse with outside kitchen and power awnings. Only $14,976 or $153 a month. Thank you for 50 great years at Razorback Camper Sales. Exit 1 off of the bypass in Hot Springs or online at razorbackcampersales.com.
The morning show that knows the Hogs. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The new Harry Robinson Salisal Ford has a bigger selection with over 200 vehicles in stock, personal service from a staff that is ready to work with you, and an all-new service department that's friendly and will fix your car right the first time. This is our promise to you at the new Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal, Oklahoma.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford.
At Michelob Ultra, we know it's not just about how much you work out every day. It's about how much you work into every day, too. So we brew our beer for those who realize that expending calories should never come at the expense of spending time with friends. Those who understand that just because you work out doesn't mean you can't go out. And that's why we brew Michelob Ultra to have 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and a crisp, clean taste. Michelob Ultra, brewed for those who live fit, live fun, live Ultra. Enjoy responsibly. 2018 Michelob Ultra Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, 0.6 grams of protein, and 0 grams fat for 12 ounces.
ESPN 95.3.
That justice is the one thing you should always find. You gotta saddle up your boys, you gotta draw a hard line. When the gun smoke settles, we'll sing a victory tune, and we'll all meet back at the local saloon. We'll raise up our glasses against evil forces, singing whiskey for my men, beer for my horses.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. We are brought to you by OG&E. Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a free weatherization program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that could help include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and so much more. The services provided through the program are absolutely free to qualifying homes, so if you or someone you know could benefit from free home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 1-800-272-9741. That's 1-800-272-9741 with OG&E. Saw the NBA Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals last night. Is it kind of bad that it's like this might be the most checked out from NBA playoffs that I've been in a while, just because the way Golden State just dominated Portland? And I know that you have a whole new series now because it's tied 2-2 between Milwaukee and Toronto. But it's just like, I don't know. I just feel maybe it's because of my thing of like, I just know Golden State's going to win it all, so what's the point?
No Celtics, no LeBron. It's hard for a lot of casual basketball fans to find a vesting interest in the rest of these playoffs, because like you said, the theory is that Golden State's just going to win it again 4 out of 5 years, and that's inevitable.
Yeah.
So it's hard for fans to get into it, or just casual basketball fans.
I mean, do you see either Toronto or Milwaukee beating Golden State in a 7-game series?
I think it's contingent on if Kevin Durant comes back, because they have two guys, one in Kawhi Leonard for the Raptors and one in Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Bucks, that pose a matchup problem for Golden State. But if Kevin Durant's back for the Warriors and he's healthy, then yes, I anticipate the Golden State ended up winning 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I mean, and I love playoff anything, really. I love playoff hockey, at least when it gets to the Stanley Cup Finals, I should say. I like the World Series and the MLB. Like, even sports I don't watch all the time, I enjoy watching the championships and watching the titles games and all that. And, you know, like in hockey, you got St. Louis versus Boston going on there too. So, like, there's always going to be some intrigue. But if it ends up being Golden State and, I mean, I don't know, Milwaukee, it's just, okay, I mean, I'll see the scores, but it just doesn't have the same clout as what it did with when it was Cleveland and Golden State, when you had LeBron James versus the Warriors. So either way, if you're into that, that's fine. I just know I'm not into it. Hey, do you own apartment complexes, condos, or rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision and call Trinity Multifamily to help maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all of the services to help make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game. And speaking of the NBA, the headline yesterday by the Wall Street Journal, I know that me and Ty, we talked about this to crack this up. So here's the headline, folks, and this is going to be just mind-blowing, so get ready. The Warriors would not be a dynasty without Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, and Kevin Durant. Did you know that? I mean, to me, that blew my mind. I never thought of it that way. I mean, just imagine what the Bulls in the 90s would have been without Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr. Like, imagine what that team would have been like without those players.
A lot of times you haven't an editor or someone come up with the headline to draw, and I guarantee the writer of that story was very ticked off.
I hope so. That was pretty awful, but really funny to at least make some fun of, too. That's especially since it was the Wall Street Journal. Hey, Orr Auto Park at 6500 Auto Park Drive in Fort Smith. They are the home of the lifetime engine warranty on all new vehicles. Free maintenance for 2 years and free car washes for the life of the vehicle. Cadillac, Chevrolet, and Nissan at an affordable price. Orr Auto Park also has a huge selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs for you to choose from. Visit OrAutoPark.com, where you can score more with Orr. 877-377-6963 is number to call in. More of the Morning Rush coming up.
Are you looking at new floors for your home or maybe a new look in some rooms? Look no further. Woodard Carpet and Designs in Clarksville can provide the products and services to fit your needs. JT and Melissa Woodard, along with the certified staff, will help you with floors, walls, and windows, along with in-house decorating. They can carry luxury vinyl, plank, and tile, commercial carpet, Wilson Art countertops, custom area rugs, wallpaper, and custom blinds. Visit Woodard Carpet and Design at 514 West Cherry in downtown Clarksville.
Spring into color at the Paint Store in Van Buren. Your favorite choice for inspiration in choosing those vibrant colors from Richards Paints to finish your warm weather renovations. The Paint Store in Van Buren is contractor friendly and special orders don't upset them. Sue and Vicky, with over 30 years of experience, welcome all your painting questions and will help you feel confident in your choices of Richards Paints. The Paint Store is at 1414 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren. Come and see them or check them out on Facebook today.
Looking for a new home course this golf season? Eagle Crest Golf Course has memberships as low as $83 a month for Zoysia fairways and bent grass greens. Is your whole golf group ready to join Eagle Crest? 4 new members can join for just $1,150 each for the entire year. Individual annual memberships are just $1,250 a year. Call Eagle Crest Golf Course right now for all the details. 632-8857. That's 632-8857. Eagle Crest Golf Course, Highway 64, just east of Alma.
I think you love that car more than you love me.
Oh, how can you say that?
You hand wash it, you hand wax it, you listen to the same music.
Pure coincidence.
I just hope your insurance company feels the same way about it as you do.
They do. I'm one happy camper.
Maybe that's the reason so many people come to Shelter for their car insurance. We have great agents who are nuts about cars. We're competitively priced, and our claims people are fast, fair, and friendly. To find an agent near you, go to shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call me, Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Or call me Jim Malum in Charleston.
ESPN 95.3.
Red Solo Cup, I fill you up. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. I love you, Red Solo Cup. I lift you up. Proceed to party. Proceed to party.
Glad we could have some party music for you, Ty. I said this is great because now it's like we're really getting into something.
I'm energized. I think this is more of our audience's style of music.
I think you're energized because literally every song has been about beer
No,
so far this morning. I think that's why you're energized.
No, it's just good
old-fashioned Toby Keith and Jimmy Buffett.
Alan Jackson.
Willie Nelson, yeah, the whole group, whole cruise there.
Giving the people what they want.
Yeah, let's at least hope that's what they want. This is the Morning Rush brought to you by Ritchie Bros. If you need to sell heavy equipment and other assets, Ritchie Brothers Iron Planet offers an unprecedented choice of ways to sell when, where, and how you want. In a business for more than 60 years, in operations worldwide, Ritchie Bros and Iron Planet has the experience, solutions, and global reach to maximize your return. Sellers take advantage of the unreserved marketplace, as well as Ritchie Brothers Iron Planet and global marketing extensive buyer network. Whatever your equipment selling needs are, call David Lee at 479-322-2052 or visit their website at ritchiebros.com. And remember, this is a What's Your Beef Wednesday, so be sure to give those. We already got some flying in on social media, so looking forward to reading some of those from a lot of you listeners, because, again, anytime you can vent and rant and rave about something and have a platform to do so, it's always a really great time, that is for sure. But I wanted to get back into the conversation we had that Matt Moscona, the comment that he gave to us yesterday about Chad Morris being the right type of hire and right kind of hire for Arkansas. And it's amazing because I think that you guys talked about this on your show, Ty, as far as from the recruiting perspective, you have on campus at Arkansas, at least in the perception of Eric Musselman, I know he just arrived, but you may have 3 of the best recruiters at their respective position that you've had in a long time as head coach. Like, there's no doubt that Dave Van Horn can recruit. Like, that's established. And in fact, just given on how long he's been at Arkansas and the high level of success he's had, probably say that he's the best recruiter because he consistently not only has great baseball players in college, but is able to produce some great players that go on to the majors and dominate and do really well. He's had a few Cy Young winners. I mean, this is just what he's doing. Chad Morris, at least in the short period of time he's been at Arkansas, has recruited greatly. And this past recruiting class, when it comes to the amount of four-star player, which to me, four-star and above is always the high-caliber players, he had more of those in one recruiting class than Arkansas pretty much has ever had. I think actually 2008 may have been close, or 2009 may have been close, but still one of the great recruiting classes and look like he's building upon that. Eric Musselman, we don't know just yet. He's done some good things. He's at least doing, I think he's an upgrade automatically from what Mike Anderson was able to do, because you hear about Eric Musselman talking to five-star players, getting five-star players to be a little bit interested, maybe even getting him to visit the University of Arkansas's campus. He has to close them down, of course, but that was something that Arkansas didn't even have before, which was able to have coaches that could go into those living rooms and at least get a conversation with them.
Entice them at least.
Get them interested enough to at least talk to you about it. So in the three big sports at Arkansas, I mean, you could see a completely different culture happening in those three sports. I know that baseball's been around for a while, but just in the recruiting realm. And that's another reason why Chad Morris being the right kind of hire, it's like it's difficult to recruit at a place like Arkansas in football, but in basketball and baseball, it's kind of different because I feel like it's a lot easier to recruit at a high level in those two sports than it is football anyways.
Yeah, Clay Henry texted me mid-conversation when Phil and I were discussing this yesterday, and he said the trio of Norm DeBryan, Eddie Sutton, and Frank Broyles is hard to beat.
Right.
That's unbeat. I mean, from any Arkansas fan, that trio from a recruiting standpoint, that's a tough cookie to break. Mm-hmm. But if you look at what you're talking about, Chad Morris bringing in, from most outlets, consider it the second best recruiting class Arkansas has ever had. And then if you look at what Eric Musselman's doing on the basketball court, he hasn't signed a 4 or 5-star yet, but he was able to lure away Isaiah Moss, who's being coveted by Kansas and some other high-profile schools. We'll see about Connor Vanover. We'll see about Dentel Silla. We'll see if they turn out well, if they end up being prizes that Chad Morris can actually develop. Then you look at Dave Van Horn, who's possibly getting in. Now, baseball's different because of the option to go straight to the MLB, get drafted, and accept that. But this upcoming class has been described by Dave Van Horn and others as the best he's ever had. So those three factors right there that I just listed concerning each head coach tends to make you believe as an Arkansas fan that you're on the rise. Mm-hmm. Now with baseball, you're not really on the rise because you've been consistent for so long. But for basketball and football, from a recruiting standpoint, you're liking at least the initial start that you're getting both from Eric Musselman and Chad Morris.
Right. And, when Clay texted you about that, the thing that, because it's hard to disagree with him, but the thing about that is that you only really had 2 years of those three coaches all being together. So you didn't have a very good window to take that from. So, it was, you didn't get to see exactly what it was, but there's no doubt that all three of those coaches are Hall of Fame caliber coaches in their respective sports. But right now, there's been so much change in the athletic department. I mean, we've talked about it here on this show that in the past 18 months or so, you have a brand new athletic director, a brand new head coach at football, and a brand new head coach in basketball. I mean, you're talking about arguably three of the most important and most powerful positions in the athletic department, arguably. I know that people still argue baseball, but there's no doubt that basketball is still a big-time moneymaker. And I believe that in those two sports respectively, in football and basketball, Arkansas has the right kind of guys in place, just given on what they're trying to do. I'm not saying they're going to do it. I don't know if Chad Morris is going to bring Arkansas back to a championship caliber level team that's competing for the SEC West. I don't know. I don't even know if Eric Musselman is going to be able to bring Arkansas to a level where they're competing for Elite Eights, Final Fours, and national championships again like they did in the 90s. I don't know. But what I do know is that given on what they say they're trying to do, what they're showing that they're doing, and the style in which they try to do it, I think that it's the right fit in the perfect way of going about it. It's just a matter of the execution that you got. You have to be able to actually transition that and translate that onto the court and get it into wins. You can say all day long of what you want to do, but until you actually do it, none of that matters.
And there's plenty of coaches out there that have been hellacious recruiters over the years that haven't been able to translate that to on-the-field success, whether you look to basketball or football. It happens all the time. But it's interesting. Phil and I always talk about this. Chad Morris and Eric Musselman are lined up almost the exact same way. They're both in their 5th year as head coach at the Division I level. Chad Morris, 3 years at SMU, 1 year in Arkansas, now entering his 5th year. Eric Musselman, 4 years at Nevada, now entering his 5th year at Arkansas. They're both guys that that are seen to have potential. From most people think they have potential. Chad Morris, obviously what he did at Clemson, people really like that. How he was able to get some offense going at SMU. I know that the win-loss record isn't that enticing, but he was able to kind of turn that program around to a certain extent. And then Eric Musselman doing what he did at Nevada, and I mentioned this, I think, yesterday, that's not like a top 1 or 2 Mountain West job. You got San Diego State, you have UNLV, and there's one other that I'm not thinking of, but it's not as highly coveted as people might think it is. And he mentioned this, I think, during his opening day press conference when he was asked about recruiting. He couldn't drive from anywhere from Reno to just go see some stud play because there wasn't anyone around him. So people were kind of scared when he was coming into the job. Is he going to recruit Arkansas guys? Can he recruit in-state kids? Well, there wasn't really anyone around him that he could recruit. So I think people are kind of changing their opinion on that. But you want guys, I think, because Bielema came into a situation from Arkansas and was pretty well respected in the college ranks, had those Rose Bowls appearances at Wisconsin. And I think the same with Mike Anderson, what he was able to do at UAB in Missouri, the hunger, and I'm not saying those guys weren't hungry when they initially took the job, but you could argue, John, that these guys still have a lot more to prove than Mike Anderson and Brett Bielema did, based on the fact that they haven't, maybe not the pinnacle, but they definitely haven't gotten as high in the college ranks as far as Mike Anderson and Brett Bielema have.
And that's kind of the benefit that can happen from a coach like those guys, like Chad Morris and Eric Musselman. And because let's be honest, everybody, when there's a coaching process going on, everyone wants a name. They want a name coach because it's familiarity, it's a storyline. Like if you get a big name, a shocking hire, like Chris Beard, that's who a lot of people wanted. That's who they went all in on, or Billy Donovan. If Arkansas was able to pull off the hiring of Chris Beard or Billy Donovan or something like that, they would lead off SportsCenter that day. Like, everybody would be talking about it. It would make you feel so good because you're like, yeah, that's my school. We pulled it off. We did that. But it doesn't, and I'm not saying that those two coaches wouldn't be successful, but that does not always equate to the level of success that they had at their previous stops. It doesn't always do that. And having a coach like a Chad Morris or an Eric Musselman, guys that are still trying to prove themselves with the big boys and going through the ranks of the coaching system, you get guys that are a little hungrier. You don't get guys like Brett Bielema, who's collecting checks and knows that he has a buyout that's so enormous that even if he gets fired, he's still going to get paid. And he's like, I'll still get a job because I can ride the coattails of my success at Wisconsin. I don't care. Like, you see the result of that. And I don't think Mike Anderson did that. I think Mike Anderson worked really hard. I think Mike Anderson put in the effort. The only problem was...
It's funny how we always separate those two.
Well, because you have to. You have to make sure of that. But the problem with Mike Anderson is, at least in my opinion, he didn't want to play the coaching game the way it needed to be played to have a successful basketball program. He recruiting is everything, and he was not a good recruiter. Let's just be honest. He was a decent recruiter. He'd get a few players in, but all the high-level players he ever got were from the state of Arkansas more often than not, and they were guys that wanted to play for Arkansas. Not like he beat out other schools because, Bobby Portis was like, man, I really want to go to Kentucky, and then you beat out Calipari for him to get him to come to Arkansas. There was never that case.
I mean, the top 4 players, you think about it, it's probably Jalen Barford, Daryl Macon, Daniel Gafford, and Bobby Portis. 3 of those kids are from Arkansas.
Yeah.
Now, he was able to get Jalen Barford from the JUCO ranks, which was pretty impressive. But, yeah, as you mentioned, those 3 kids were from Arkansas. And you talked about the hungriness and not necessarily getting all the media attention when a coach is initially hired. You're kind of getting that, even though Eric Musselman has something to prove. You really are getting that with him. Now, you got a ton of it when Brett Bielema initially took over.
Yeah.
People were shocked. People were like, why is he going from Wisconsin to Arkansas? Maybe Arkansas really has something to offer. Now, again, it didn't work out like we alluded to. But with Eric Musselman, I mean, I've seen this guy go on countless radio shows. I mean, he's been on Rome. He's been on Annie Katz podcast. I know he went on with my buddy Blake Lovell earlier this week, another podcast. He is just making the waves. And what that does is, again, it doesn't necessarily translate to wins the same way recruiting does, but at least gets fans excited, and it gives you the better side of national media. Like, you want national media to be on your side, regardless if you think it's important or not. I think it is, just to have those guys in your corner just in case it's a rough start or not, because you don't want people nationally blasting you off the bat. You want support from that. So if he's getting that national media support, Chad Morrison didn't necessarily get that in his first year because of the 2-10 record, but he's initially getting that off the bat, and I think that's good for Arkansas moving forward with the basketball program.
Yeah, and let's be honest too. With Musselman doing this and going around and being interviewed and all of that, it generates interest. And interest is what a lot of programs strive for. Arkansas is a brand within itself. It's a matter of, can they build upon that brand and put it into a winning brand once again? That's going to be Eric Musselman's task. 877-377-6963 is the number to call in here on The Morning Rush, brought to you by Supercuts of Arkansas. They're hiring licensed cosmetologists and barbers, so join their family and take advantage of their amazing benefits, growth opportunity, and continued education. Team members will earn up to 2 weeks of paid time off, commission-based performance pay, great tips, birthday pay, company-sponsored health insurance, and so much more. And as a team member, you will attend the Supercuts Hairstylist Training Academy for 1 week, cost-free, and extensive color training and additional training seminars and recertification class each year. Simply apply online at supercuts.com or contact Joe at 520-203-4316. Supercuts, the next step to secure your future.
Honest Razorback talk that never yields. This is The Morning Rush.
Start your summer with a splash and big savings on Doughboy above ground swimming pools. For a limited time, you can save $500 on your purchase of a full Doughboy pool package, including pool, liner, pump, and filter. Invest in a refreshing and relaxing pool for your family and experience the Doughboy difference of unmatched quality, longevity, and safety. Visit BurtonPools.com and get your $500 coupon and see Burton Pools and Spas, 6121 0 Street in Fort Smith. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
It's our biggest celebration ever, the 25th anniversary of Ron's Lumber and Home Center. 2 days only, Friday and Saturday, May 24th and 25th. Many items 25% off. On Saturday, 25% off everything that fits in a 5-gallon bucket. Friday, giveaways every hour. Saturday, every half hour with hours extended until 4 p.m. You could win $2,500 in store credit, and someone will win a portable building. 2 days only, Friday and Saturday, May 24th and 25th. Ron's Lumber and Home Center in Howell, Oklahoma.
For almost 70 years, Crabtree RV in Alma has been helping people in the River Valley get out and enjoy the great outdoors. And that tradition continues today with our brand new body shop, a first-class service department, and a friendly staff to help you choose from the top brands in the industry. So put away the devices and get out this summer to enjoy all that the natural state has to offer. With a little help from Crabtree RV in Alma, where your family's dreams come true.
Uber has been doing a ton of great things this last year, and Uber Rewards is going to make you love Uber even more. With Uber Rewards, you'll get rewarded for things you're already doing. Every eligible dollar you spend on rides and Uber Eats earns you points that unlock amazing benefits, like Uber Cash, complimentary surprise upgrades, flexible cancellations, and so much more. Your life is about to get more rewarding thanks to Uber. Get all the info and terms at uber.com/rewards. That's uber.com/rewards.
This is The Morning Rush.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here with a better way to drive at Rath Auto Resources. We're out to break every record in May with the biggest Memorial Day sale ever. It's huge. It's too big for a day. It's huge. Too big for a weekend. It's huge. It's going to take all month to get this done and some of the best incentives ever. We've marked down every vehicle on the lot with discounts up to $3,300 below retail. To save even more, look for the vehicles with the green special stickers on the windshield and get state sales tax paid. If you're keeping the car you have, let our Meineke Car Care Centers take care of it for you with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires, free AC checks, and 10% off all AC work. So visit us today and take advantage of discounts up to $3,300 and state sales tax paid on select inventory during the biggest Memorial Day sale ever. It's huge at Arkansas's #1 rated and reviewed independent dealer, Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Spring is in the air. Not in the house, Dalton. It's okay, AJ. Aw, snap, I told you not in the house. Red Kool-Aid all over the white carpet. Mom and Dad are gonna... It's okay, AJ. I can't believe it. We're so in trouble. I told you so.
Thank you for calling Service Master Clean. This is Tanya. How can I help you?
Tanya, it's Dalton. For the clean you expect and the service you deserve. Think Service Master Clean. Visit us online at smcleanonline.com.
Got a mystery stain on the carpet and the kids insist they don't know what it is? Or you're just ready to give the house a good spring cleaning? Call Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Call today for spring specials.
Service Master Clean. For the clean you expect and the service you deserve. It's okay, AJ.
You're telling me there is a place
3 places, 2 in Fort Smith, 1 in Van Buren.
that can do everything to my pickup?
And my car. Jody'sAuto.com can do everything from oil changes and maintenance to repairs. All repairs. They'll even tow it in and then fix it if your truck breaks down on the road. One stop everything.
What about tires?
All the best brands. These people really know tires and have free flat repair and free road hazard. Best prices on tires anywhere. Price match guarantee.
Okay, so what's the catch? I bet they don't do financing, right?
Nope, wrong again. Jody'sAuto.com has the best credit card in the car care industry, and you can apply online.
Jody'sAuto.com voted best of the best for customer service, and a big part of that is convenience. One stop for everything. 3 oil change specials, tires, service, repair, maintenance, towing, and fleets. 3 locations since 1984. Convenience and trust. Jody'sAuto.com.
ESPN 95.3.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. We're brought to you by Crabtree RV. They have RV show prices right now. Save up to $10,000 off travel trailers, $15,000 off fifth wheels. Save on bunkhouse travel trailers, just $147 a month, 0 down on virtually every model, and you get top dollar for your trade at Crabtree RV, exit 13 off I-40 next to the Cracker Barrel in Alma. Crabtree RV, where your family's dreams come true. Let's go to the phone lines. Robbie is in Jacksonville. What's going on, Robbie?
What's going on, boys? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. It's been a while. How are you?
It's been a little bit. Hey, so you look like you guys were at one light there in the studio, missing old Grumpy.
Yeah.
He, I guess took the day off. You know, when they're boss, you can get away with that, huh?
Yeah, well, he took the week off. He is on vacation in the Caribbean because apparently he needed to leave the country for another week already this year. So he decided to take another week off.
We're too much for him, Robbie.
Yeah. Well, it's Caribbean-like weather down here. It was 95 degrees and real steamy, so it was yesterday. So it's summer's in full effect.
Well, you don't have to show off anymore, Robbie, because now it's starting to get warm up here in Arkansas. So you're not going to make us feel too bad.
Yeah, it's been warm for a while down here. Hey, so guys, I want to talk a little hog baseball.
Yeah.
So looking at where D1 baseball seems to be the one outlet that's got the pulse of, and they're pretty much spot on. Year after year. Kendall Rogers and that team does a really good job in their writing and their assessment of teams. What I'm worried about is not necessarily where we're going to get as far as our regional, but who we might see on the opposite side. Right now, they're assessing that we would get Stanford. Well, if you look at Stanford, they've been a top 5 team almost all year.
Yeah.
That would be dangerous because right now in the top 25, they're actually number 4 and we're number 5, and they're looking at Arkansas being a 5 seed and potentially facing, in the Super, Stanford as a 12. I mean, because I think you throw us in any regional, any pairing, I think we'll be fine. We'll get out of that. Getting Supers, that's when things get dicey because if you get a bad draw, that could be end of the road. Because here's my issue right now. My issue is, Isaac Campbell, he's first team all SEC quality caliber, type of pitcher. 10-1, good solid ERA under 3. The guy gets it done. Issue is that game, if you go in a 3-game series, we haven't had that consistent 2 or 3. This is where this year's team, to me, Dave Van Horn's coaching job is through the moon. Because you think about it, we've had 3 returning starters in a lineup that was pretty deep last year.
Mm-hmm.
With Fletcher, Martin, and Kerstad. So I mean, we got a large lineup that has been greatly replaced. Dave Van Horn, man, I'm telling you, him not winning Coach of the Year is a travesty. All due respect to Tim Corbin. I mean, Isaiah was a really rough 3-starter last year. His coaching job this year is just unbelievably crazy. People need to lay off of the all SEC stuff. Because believe it, we're stepchildren of the SEC. We're proving that year in year out. But remarkably, Harris has Arkansas 6-1 to win the national title. That equals tops for odds. So wouldn't that be a great redemption story if we go into Omaha and we're able to win it all?
Appreciate the phone call, Robbie. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Mosquito Joe. Outside is fun again. Stephanie, people ask us all the time, what does that mean? Why don't you explain that to them?
For my husband, it was always fun because, he doesn't get bit. But for me and the kids, Mosquito Joe has been a game changer. We can now go outside without coating ourselves with bug spray or smacking ourselves in the face. Put down the bug spray, pick up the phone. 479-202-9960. That's 479-202-9960. Or go to our website, arkansas.mosquitojoe.com. If you mention you heard it on ESPN, you'll get your first treatment for $39.
It's time for the Great American Sales Event at Dunn Ford Country in Stigler, Oklahoma. Get 0% financing on new 2019 Ford F-150 trucks or take up to $10,500 off new 2018 F-150 trucks in stock. How about 0% financing on all 2019 Ford Expeditions or take up to $12,000 off new 2018 Expeditions in stock. Don't forget, in Dunn Country, make us a reasonable offer and it's a done deal, my friend. Dunn Ford Country, 203 West Main Street in Stigler, Oklahoma, or come see us on the web at www.dunfordcountry.com.
A night out with friends can be so much more. Upgrade your evening at 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge on the Avenue. Rediscover life's simple pleasures. Dial back, slow down, and immerse yourself in what true relaxation can be. Top shelf wines and liquors, premium beers, world-class cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels less like a lounge and more like a destination. Sample, indulge, escape. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Upgrade your night on the Avenue.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
A lot of sunshine with us today. Our high temperatures this afternoon will climb into the upper 80s. Partly cloudy, it won't be as cool tonight. And overnight low upper 60s to near 70. Sunny skies, upper 80s tomorrow. And then Friday, lots of sunshine, our high near 90. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by OG&E Weatherization Program for Arkansas customers with homes at least 10 years old. Call 1-800-272-9741 for details or log on to OGE.com.
From the Bush and Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly. Broadcasting live from the Toyota Studios, this is the Morning Rush.
I think the Chad Morris hire is absolutely the right kind of hire for Arkansas. Like, Brett Bielema was trying to do what Alabama did, what LSU had done successfully. If you want to comp, John, I would say look at what Ole Miss was with Hugh Freeze, and I think Arkansas can be that. I think it's the right kind of hire. If Arkansas fans are patient with Chad Morris, I think he's going to do really well there, man.
With John Neighbors.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
And Tommy Kraft.
My friends and I, we drank beer, liked beer, still like beer.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Appreciate everybody listening in on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. John Neighbors, Ty Richardson in studio with you today. And thank you, as always, for making us a part of your morning this morning. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by Quantum Property Services, buying, selling, and investing, and encompassing all of your property needs. Right now is the time to get with their real estate pros to find your new home while interest rates are low, which means you get some more house for your money, but you need a pro to help you through the process. Quantum Real Estate has seasoned pros that know their stuff. They can guide you through the experience with confidence. And if you even thought about getting into real estate investing, one call does it all, and they can find the right property or properties and make it hassle-free by managing those properties for you. So call them today to get started at 479-434-6860 or go to their website at quantumpropertyservicesinc.com. We had Robbie in Jacksonville call in the previous segment talking about Dave Van Horn and the coaching job that he has done for one, and how it's arguably his best coaching job he's ever had at Arkansas. And it's hard to argue with that fact. And that was something I know we discussed yesterday as far as the biggest snub of Dave Van Horn not getting Coach of the Year and Tim Corbin getting Coach of the Year from Vanderbilt. And it's all about what you look at. You know, like you brought up, Ty, is it more about the expectations that go in and you defy those expectations, or you stick with those expectations? Or do you do something like Dave Van Horn where not much is expected of you, but you are really successful and you end up blowing those expectations out of the water? It's just a matter of what you think is more impressive, which I think both are impressive. And both coaches have done a phenomenal job. But, of course, here in Arkansas, it's always just going to be looked at as Arkansas got screwed out of the whole deal. I mean, that's just the way it is. But getting back to what Dave Van Horn's been able to do, I don't think that this is something that can be discussed or reiterated enough as far as the greatness of Dave Van Horn and how at all costs you got to keep him as your coach for as long as humanly possible. You got to give him what he needs and what he wants to be successful. You got to make sure that he's happy, which I think he is, and I think Arkansas has done a great job in all of that. But it's just a matter of, Arkansas has been very blessed, and I mean this, folks. Arkansas has been very blessed to have some Hall of Fame caliber coaches come through their school in some of their biggest programs in the past 30 years. I mean, if you really think about it, you've had some great coaches. Like, find other SEC programs, because there's not many, but find how many SEC programs have had Hall of Fame caliber coaches in the three major sports in the past 30 or 40 years. I mean, it's not that often that you have that. And Arkansas has had that, and right now they have someone like that in Dave Van Horn. Now, they're trying to do it in basketball and in football, and, it's always about taking those risks and finding out how good they are. And, they don't have those Hall of Fame caliber coaches just yet. Musselman, Morris could end up being that. Time will tell. But once you have one of those coaches, it's just pivotal to make sure that you hold on to him as long as possible. And, with Arkansas having Dave Van Horn now, and, of course, having Nolan Richardson back in the 90s and having that Hall of Fame caliber coach that was part of your program. And even in football, you haven't had the national championship level success, but you've had some pretty dadgum good coaches. I mean, Bobby Petrino was a great coach, a phenomenal coach that you had. You had coaches even like Ken Hatfield, who won conference titles, who I know that, the ending of that was all weird, but he still was a coach that was really well respected. Lou Holtz even before that. So you have had some great coaches come through Arkansas in those three major sports, and that's the thing that it gets frustrating. You feel like everything goes against Arkansas, and that you're just destined to be miserable because you're a Razorback fan and nothing goes your way. And I get that. I really do. But it could always be worse. And it's kind of one of those things that you got to look at and say, you know what? You've had some really great times. You've had some really great coaches. You've had some really great seasons, and you can cherish those forever. And it can always be a friendly reminder of where you were and how you can get back to that point. So sometimes you got to just live in the moment with what you're having with Dave Van Horn, and knowing that right now might be his prime, might be where he's really got it going. I mean, you went to the College World Series final last year. We all know the foul ball won a championship. This year, you lost many pieces from that team last season. I mean, some really important pieces. Mainly Blaine Knight, somebody that was just Mr. Automatic. You lost him. You lost Carson Shaddy, who was a vocal leader. I mean, you lost some of these pivotal players, and look at what you're doing right now. Some places, some outlets are predicting you to go back to the College World Series and possibly even win it. In fact, I saw the Vegas odds come out for each team in the projected field of 64. Their odds for winning it all in college baseball. There are only 3 teams that have 6-1 odds to win it all. And Arkansas is one of them, according to the Vegas odds.
It's Arkansas, Vanderbilt, and then
UCLA.
Gotta be I was going to say the Pac-12, UCLA.
Yeah. So not Mississippi State, not Georgia, not Stanford, not Oregon State. You are one of the 3 teams, according to Vegas, that have the best odds to win it all this year.
That's I think before the season they were 20-1, 25-1. So I mean, it's gone down since then, obviously, with them playing as well as they have and getting back, and it goes back to all those players you talked about. And they lose Blaine Knight, Carson Shaddy, Jax Biggers, Eric Cole. I'm trying to think of some others that they lost. That Casey Murphy, pitcher.
Yeah.
Their third guy, obviously, was Isaiah Campbell. He's back. And there's 1 or 2 other guys that have missed. I think it was 6 position players that they lost last year. And that's just been incredible that they're able to come back and kind of sustain. And we always hear the terminology with Alabama. It's not they don't recruit, they reload. Well, you're starting to get to a point, especially with this upcoming recruiting class that's so heralded, if it ends up holding true and the kids end up coming to Arkansas, that the Arkansas baseball program's no longer recruiting. They're just reloading in terms of talent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Tommy was the one to bring this up a couple weeks ago, that the shape of the SEC West division title is starting to go through Fayetteville. It obviously in basketball goes through Lexington. In football goes through Tuscaloosa. You're not there. You're not all the way there yet, but you're getting to a point where the SEC West has to be decided one way or another through Fayetteville, Arkansas. If you're an Arkansas fan, you should be thrilled about that. Now, again, the end goal for Dave Van Horn and this baseball club and you as a fan is to get all the way and to win a national title. But you're even more progressing than you were initially when he got here. And I mean, he's been to 5 College World Series. You think that would be enough, but you don't want to be. Who's Florida State coach? It's been like 9. I can't.
No, he's been to a ton of them.
You don't want to be to that. You don't want to. Obviously, that level of success is great and awesome, but he hasn't caught that elusive title, and Dave wants to get one of those. So hopefully, by the end of his career here, he'll at least have 1 or 2.
Yeah, and that's what the goal is, obviously, for Dave Van Horn, and that's how Razorback fans feel confident in what they have. And I think he's going to get it. I really do. I think that last year it was the closest you have ever gotten. I mean, essentially, I know that they went into the finals in 78 or 79, but that's last year was, I mean, you were 1 play away and it was over. So I think that now that there's been a taste, now that you've gotten to that point, now that you kind of have learned from it all, you know what it takes. You know the things that you have to do. You figured out the formula to at least get to that point. And I think that they're going to find a way to make it happen. And when they do, we'll see what it goes from there. You'll celebrate it. You'll remember it. You'll cherish it. And then Dave Van Horn will continue to add to his resume of greatness. But it's a matter of just getting to that point and making sure that Dave Van Horn gets what he needs to continue that success. Because it's easier said than done when it comes to, especially in college programs, especially in the SEC, there's only so much pie to go around in a lot of cases. There's only so much attention, so much money, so much focus that you can give to a lot of programs. And this is where I think Arkansas also stands alone in the big 3 programs, is that when it's good, when the program, and it doesn't have to be national championship level program. I mean, Arkansas was selling was packing Bud Walton with 19,000 people when they were a decent tournament team, when they had Darryl Make and Jalen Barfer and all those guys. Like, they were still putting arenas to near capacity. Football, they even had times, too, where under Brett Bielema, they had nearly a full house because they were a 6-6 team. But they were still appreciative and showing support for something that was intriguing and something that was exciting and something that was at least good in their minds. Baseball, I mean, they do it every single year. Arkansas is one of the few places where the piece of the pie that they give, and as far as the fans go, they are able to divert their attention evenly and be able to support the major programs, the revenue-generating programs, evenly at a high level. I mean, I know that Reynolds Razorback Stadium sits 76,000 at the most. I don't know if Arkansas will get to a point where they'll fill it out to 76,000 anytime soon, and I understand that. But Bud Walton being one of the great facilities, one of the biggest facilities on campus for college basketball, I absolutely see them having 19,200 again here soon. Baum Stadium, my goodness, next weekend they'll have 12,000 people there, just because that's where their support is at.
And depending on who you get in the Super, that they could break an attendance record, depending on if it's a not necessarily a favorable matchup, but an enticing matchup.
There won't be empty seats.
No.
And that's my point, is that in those big sports, Razorback fans can appreciate and can support many different programs, unlike a place like Alabama, or unlike a place like Auburn, or like Georgia, or like South Carolina, or like even LSU in some cases. Like, they are diehard fans and big-time fans of Razorback. Not Razorback football, not Razorback basketball, not Razorback. They're just Razorback fans.
It is considered a football school first and foremost. I'm assuming that probably 90-something% of Razorback fans would consider Arkansas a football school. But when you go down the line to basketball and baseball, because of the storied history in both programs, that kind of allows them to cheer for both and put up money. Because as you mentioned, it's one of the few, I can't remember the number, but it's one of the few SC schools that generates revenue in both football, basketball, and baseball.
Yeah, and to have something like that is something that, again, cannot be stated enough of like how awesome it is, and one of the main reasons why you're so successful as an athletic program in general. 877-377-6963 is the number to call in here on the Morning Rush. If you have experience transporting frozen and refrigerated goods and want to be a part of a trucking family with insurance and be home every week, that's a big news right there. You need to contact Brent Higgins Trucking. Since 1997, Brent Higgins Trucking in Mulberry has been proudly delivering to and from various areas of the United States, including, but not limited to, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. And Brent Higgins Trucking, you're not just a name. You're a name, not a number. So contact them today at 479-997-2366 or online at BrentHigginsTrucking.com. More of the Morning Rush coming up next.
The voice of Razorback fans across Arkansas. The Morning Rush continues next.
Hi, I'm Doug Johnson. My mom and dad founded Razorback Camper Sales 50 years ago. It all started back in 1969 on the corner of St. Louis and Airport Road in Hot Springs. Spending time with family and helping our customers make lasting memories is what we've been doing for the last half century. Isn't that right, Mac?
That's right, Papa!
From all of us at Razorback Camper Sales, thank you for the last 50 years.
What's your more? Maybe it's a bigger garage for that 67 fastback of your dreams. And your own racetrack for you and your buddies. Whatever you'd like more of, Powerball from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery can turn those dreams into reality. And the next drawing is for more than $280 million. So go to your local lottery retailer and get your ticket to more today. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
This is the Morning Rush.
Spring has arrived and it's time to get your golf game in shape. The Golf Nut is your one-stop shop for everything golf. Looking for a new driver or fairway wood? Try out the new Callaway Epic Flash, tailor-made M5 or M6, the new Ping G410, or the Cobra F9. Need shoes? The Golf Nut has a great selection of shoes from FootJoy, Adidas, New Balance, Skechers, and Echo, and the new FootJoy shirts are now back in stock. As always, check Facebook for daily specials. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Hardee's used to think bowls were useless dishware. Then we created the new Loaded Hash Round Bowl. Crispy potatoes, fluffy eggs, sausage gravy, melted cheddar, and crumbled bacon. Now part of our 2 for $4 mix and match deal. No longer are bowls just college football games you can nap to. Now they're loaded with Hardee's delicious breakfast favorites and in our 2 for $4 mix and match. Try a bowl today. They're actually really useful. Hardee's, because it tastes better.
Available for a limited time during regular breakfast hours at participating restaurants. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
It's our biggest seller
celebration ever, the 25th anniversary of Ron's Lumber and Home Center. 2 days only, Friday and Saturday, May 24th and 25th. Many items 25% off. On Saturday, 25% off everything that fits in a 5-gallon bucket. Friday, giveaways every hour. Saturday, every half hour with hours extended until 4 p.m. You could win $2,500 in store credit and someone will win a portable building. 2 days only, Friday and Saturday, May 24th and 25th. Ron's Lumber and Home Center in Howell, Oklahoma.
Sleep apnea isn't just a problem for the older or overweight. It can affect anyone, even children. If you or someone you know is tired all the time, it may be sleep apnea. Without treatment, it can lead to many serious health issues or even a traffic accident. Don't risk your health or that of a loved one. Make an appointment today with Dr. Bo Sparkman at River Valley Sleep Solutions. Treat your apnea without the hassle of a CPAP machine. Go to rivervalleysleep.com. That's rivervalleysleep.com.
Every acre of your land adds up to your own piece of heaven. You need a Mahindra tractor to help you put more of your heart into it. Alma Tractor, your local Mahindra dealer, will give you honest answers and straight talk about how our tractors are easy to operate, more fuel efficient, and more powerful. See more during our demo and drive sale with no payments for 90 days on every new Mahindra from Alma Tractor and Equipment in Alma. Sale ends June 30th. See more at almatractor.com.
With over 40 years combined experience, the team at the law offices of Craig L. Cook understand the definition of work. Real work. Working for you. Whether you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help navigating bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Get $60 back by mail on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible tires. Get up to $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Your Firestone tires are waiting for you at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith.
Valid now through July 8th. Restrictions apply. Card issued by the Bancorp Bank pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc., the Bancorp Bank member FDIC, and can be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted. Card terms and conditions apply. See store for details. All rights reserved. Subject to credit approval. The Bancorp Bank is not affiliated with CFNA.
Williams Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Stigler invite you to take advantage of the Memorial Day sales event Tuesday, May 21st through Friday the 31st. All remaining new 2018 and 2019s are ready for you to choose from. There's 2018 Dodge Chargers, 2019 Dodge Durangos, and all makes of 2019 Jeeps. If you need a truck, Williams Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has a great selection of Ram trucks. Check out the Memorial Day sales event Tuesday, May 21st through Friday the 31st at Williams Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Stigler, Oklahoma.
ESPN 95.3.
So I'm gonna sit right here on the edge of this pier and watch the sunset disappear and drink a beer.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. We are brought to you by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville and Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas and Rogers. Big Dog Mowers have you covered and are able to do the job with an industry-leading 7-year limited warranty. Big Dog will take care of you, and with prices starting at $23.99 or 0% financing for 48 months and 0 down on approved credit, you can have that perfect lawn you want and need without breaking the bank. And if you have served or have served in the military as a first responder, take advantage of the Big Dog Hero program and receive 10% off your next mower. Come see them today at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville and Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas in Rogers. Again, it's a What's Your Beef Wednesday. We already got a bunch of people giving their takes on what they're mad about this morning on social media. We'll be able to read those around 8:30 this morning. Also, Michael Bratton of Saturday Down South is joining us around 8 a.m. this morning, too, because he wanted to get in on the conversation we were having about Chad Morris being the right kind of coach for the Arkansas Razorbacks, and a comment that was brought up yesterday by Matt Moscona when he was here on this show. And we'll talk more in depth about that and really break that down here in about 20 minutes, because I think there's a lot of things to unfold from it all. And to go along with what I think it was Porter that tweeted at us here on the Morning Rush, it hit that line AR. He says, is Dave Van Horn on that Saban or Calipari level where they just expect him to be good every year so they overlook him as coach of the year? And, Porter, I don't know if Dave Van Horn's to that level yet, because unlike Saban, Saban is just, is there any doubt that Saban is light years ahead of all other coaches in the SEC. I mean, he is the gold standard, and no one in the SEC is even close. The only one that might be close is Kirby Smart, but he hasn't even won the SEC yet. Like, Nick Saban is just so far and away, and I think that that's where he's at. So for sure, he's at that point where he doesn't get Coach of the Year because of how great he is. Calipari, kind of the same way. I feel like he's still the best coach in the SEC. It's not as wide of a gap in the conference because they've really elevated their game as far as coaches go. But there's no doubt that Calipari is kind of the gold standard in the conference because he wins so many games every single year and is a high seed in the tournament nearly every single year. Like, he's just gotten it done to that high level. So I would feel that way about Calipari, but here's where it's different. Is Dave Van Horn light years, or is Dave Van Horn even the best coach in the SEC? Like, when you look at all the coaches in baseball in the SEC, can you, without a doubt, 100% say that Dave Van Horn is number one? I can't. And that's not a slight against Dave Van Horn. Dave Van Horn is an elite coach. But the SEC is just chock full with other great elite coaches who have won championships, multiple championships, that David's just not to that level yet. So that's why I don't feel like it's that in this case when SEC Coaches of the Year, because Dave Van Horn's not just that number one far and away coach who's the best in the conference every single year. He's one of the top 3, top 5 if you really want to look at it, but he's just not to that level yet.
So Kevin O'Sullivan at Florida, Phil mentioned this yesterday. I was kind of blown away. He's been the last 4 College World Series. And Corbin, I know, has at least won one. I know he's won at least one as well. And that championship, to get in that category, to say this is the number one coach in the SEC, I feel like you can't say that because of Dave's lack of national title. Yeah. And it's not really a slide on him, but in a sense it kind of is, because that's the one thing that's eluded him since he's gone to Arkansas. Now, again,
you mentioned
how close they were last year, and most baseball pundits think he's going to get one before his time at Arkansas. But until he gets that point, you cannot definitively say that he's the best coach in the SEC.
No, and I don't think anybody with a straight face can tell you that, too. But again, that's not a slight against Dave Van Horn. Dave Van Horn is an elite coach. Dave Van Horn is one of the best coaches in the country. But until he gets that national title, until he has some consistency there, like, say in the next 5 years, if he wins a national title, maybe 2, and he makes the College World Series 4 out of the 5 years, something crazy like that, then we can start to have that conversation. But Dave Van Horn and his elite beginnings have just begun. And he's got plenty of time to make it happen in the coming years. 877-377-6963 is the number to call in. More of the Morning Rush coming up.
Hello, you've reached Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hi, Jan. I was wondering why you say that your summer starts at your Toyota dealer.
Well, summer's just around the corner, right?
Yeah, it is.
And with great offers on our big selection of Toyotas now through June 3rd, you can get the reliable Toyota you need to get you to all the events that summer has to offer. Like drive up and visit your mom for Mother's Day.
Oh, son, it's so good to see you. Come here and give your mom a kiss.
Or maybe go snorkeling over Memorial Day weekend. How about see your nephew graduate from college? Or go down to the lake for 4th of July fireworks.
Wow, there's so many places to go, I just don't know which one to pick. You know what? I'm gonna do them all.
That's the spirit.
Qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus a $2,000 special edition bonus on a new 2019 Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places. Visit GSToffers.com for details. Offers available in select states and N6319.
Are you in the market for a new pool or spa? Seaside Pools and Spas has been constructing quality pools in the 4-state area since 1967. It's your one-stop shop for chemicals, equipment, spas, and in-ground pools. With a service department like no other, Seaside Pools and Spas can help you with any repair, maintenance, or renovation needs necessary. Visit Seaside Pools and Spas today in Springdale and Bentonville, or online at seasidepools.com.
Cars that sound like this. Trust Pennzoil Synthetics to protect their engines in extreme conditions. Top racing teams know that Pennzoil Synthetics give them the performance to help them succeed. And your car's engine deserves the same. Because your daily commute is no less important. Get complete protection for top engine performance, just like the pros. Go to Pennzoil.com/oil change offer to save. Terms apply.
The morning show that knows the Hogs. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Get lower payments with no money down during the Nissan Summer of SUVs event at Orr Nissan in Fort Smith. Like America's most affordable SUV, the 2019 Nissan Kicks. The Kicks is sporty and good on gas. And today at Orr Nissan, it's 0 down and just $318 a month. Looking for something bigger but still sporty? The 2019 Nissan Rogue Sport is 0 down, $326 a month. And the best-selling SUV in the Nissan lineup, the 2019 Nissan Rogue, is 0 down and only $362 a month. Plus, Orr Nissan is the only dealer in Arkansas that gives you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So head directly to Orr Nissan at 6520 Orr Park Drive in Fort Smith under the giant American flag.
All offers are for financing. Payments based on 70 months and 4.77%. 0 down. Plus tax and license. Or NissanFortSmith.com for more details.
Nissan, innovation that excites.
ESPN 95.3.
Spend my dollar, park in a holler 'neath the mountain moonlight. Hold her up tight, make a little loving, a little turn loving on a Mason-Dixon night. Fits my life, oh so right, my Dixieland delight.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. Hey, tax season is here. Bring your money in and buy the tires that you need at Southern Tire Mart on Highway 271 South and I-540 in Fort Smith. You can count on Southern Tire Mart for the best in-class service for all of your automotive needs, offering all of America's most trusted tire brands, including the best-selling in Fort Smith, the Toyo tires. Don't forget the $24.95 oil change, Southern Tire Mart on Highway 271 and I-540. Come see them today or call 479-646-2674. I'm getting a lot of compliments here on the music this morning via social media. And here's the thing. It's like, I've always felt that country music was a great way to have a sports talk show, because what is the most listened to genre of music in all of radio? It's country music. And especially some of the prime country music that you have as well. So that's my whole point. Ty just likes it because most of the songs we've had is involving beer.
No, I'm just a country music guy. Old country, like old Alan Jackson, Kenny Chesney, Toby Keith. And I say old for me, since that's what
I'd say you'd trigger Tommy right now and just be like, old. I'm not old. No, here's the thing. Tommy is, as far as his actual age, Tommy Kraft is not old per se. He's 43, 44 years old.
Yeah, 43.
He just acts like he's old. Like, when I think of someone that's old, I think of someone that's not plugged into reality. Like, someone who's not plugged into what's really going on in the world. And that's kind of how I feel like Tommy is sometimes, because he's wrapped up in his own business and he does his own work and all that. So, sometimes he won't, he doesn't watch a lot of television shows. He watches billions, I'm sure you've heard. Doesn't watch a lot of television shows. Doesn't watch a whole lot of movies. Doesn't go to the movie theater. Doesn't really watch a whole lot of sporting events that aren't Razorback related. He's just kind of, he's plugged into his own little world. So when we give him crap here on the show about him being old, it's mainly just because he's not plugged in to being old. That's the whole point on it. Not to hate on Tommy, but it's just fun because I think he won't act like it does, but I think it hurts his pride a little bit when we say he's old. Man, it's just me. Maybe we're insulting the people that are out there that are listening that are 45 years old, but just don't act old.
I'm only going to insult him when he's here, face to face, and it's all in good fun.
How brave of you.
It's not. He knows that, because he'll give it right back. It'd be different if he didn't give it back, but he'll actually start it a lot of times, and then I'll come back with a, all right, Grandpa, or
yeah,
something.
I mean, it's always fun to make fun of Tommy. I'm making fun of him when he's not here, because that's really the only time that I can really get away with it without him just getting his feelings hurt over everything. So I'm going to take advantage of it while I still can. Hey, we're brought to you by World of Wireless, your local Dish dealer. Call Ben at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 to lock in your price for 2 years with Dish, where you get whole home DVR service, high def in every room, movie channels for free for the first 90 days, and free local installation from a local company that you can count on. Call 877-305-DISH and ask about bundling high-speed internet with Dish when you call WOW now. That's 877-305-3474. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday, which we have a lot of those pouring in now as far as what people are upset by. We're going to do that around 8:30. We may read some of them throughout the show as well. And see, here's the thing, guys. I don't see it as a negative thing when you want to like rant and rave about stuff. When there's things that just make you mad, I don't see it that way. Maybe I'm wrong about that. So, Alan just came at us on Facebook live stream and says Tommy is like that Scrooge McDuck, goes home and swims in his money balls. You know,
you've seen that episode.
Yeah, no, I know what he's talking about. You know, that's kind of true. I envision that as well. You know, he sleeps in a bed that has nothing but $100 bills all over it. He uses it to wipe away his tears. So Tommy may be old, but Tommy does well for himself financially. We'll leave it at that. The guy takes 2 vacations, 2 weeks off to go to the Caribbean twice in 1 year. That's rich, folks. More of the Morning Rush coming up next.
This is Mark Hurst. How important is new technology? That's a question I was recently asked by a student at a career day presentation at a local school. At Hurst Family Dental Care, we use new technology like digital x-rays, an iTero scanner instead of those messy impressions, and an Invisalign outcome simulator which can show you within minutes how Invisalign can straighten your teeth. Give us a call at 474-1972 and let us show you how new technology makes a difference in the way we are able to care for you. Hurst Family Dental Care, a name you know and a name you can trust.
May is here, and at Frankfurt Furniture, it's time for May Pick a Number sale. Not customers who finance get to draw a ticket out of our Pick a Number box with discounts from 5% to 50% off.
Remember, always at Frankfurt Furniture for our cash customers, 25% off if you're paying with check, cash, or card.
Also register to win your choice of a 50-inch smart TV or a recliner to be given away May 31st.
Frankfurt Furniture, your Made in the USA headquarters.
Best seats in the house.
Well, at least you didn't hit me with a pan this time.
Always get more at Orr.
The Memorial Day sale is going on today at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith. That means food and fun, plus huge factory incentives and big dealer discounts, like $10,000 off new body style 2019 Chevy Silverados, $14,000 off all remaining new 2018 Chevy Silverados, 0% financing for 72 months on all new Chevy Tahoes and Suburbans, $5,000 off new Chevy Malibus, and $4,000 off new Chevy Traverse SUVs. Plus, come by Saturday, May 25th or Monday the 27th for free hot dogs and hamburgers. But we're not done giving you more. Included with any new vehicle sold, Orr Chevy will also give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So come get a lower price and more money for your trade during the Memorial Day sale, happening today at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith, because
you always get more at Orr.
ESPN 95.3.
I'm getting drunk on a plane. Buying drinks for everybody but the pilot. It's a party. Got the 737 rocking like a G6. Stewardess is some sexy leaning, pouring coke and whiskey. Told her about my condition. Got a little mile high flight attention. It's Mardi Gras up in the clouds. I'm up so high.
You ever been drunk on a plane there, Ty?
I have not had alcohol on a plane. One time.
I always kind of wonder about people that actually do get hammered on a plane. They say it relieves a lot of their stress from the flight if they have a fear of flying, something like that. I don't know.
My buddy,
it's
my
not for
buddy's
me.
done it once or twice, but it's not for me.
That's expensive because it's not like it's not like there's happy hour on flights. You know, it's not like it's like, oh no, my flight's during this time, so I get half off my drinks. But you know, some people are like that. So
drinking at airports or in planes is expensive. It's just not worth it to me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, again, if you're going for beer specials, I don't think, I could be wrong. Maybe there's somebody who works for an airport or an airline that talks about giving happy hours out, but not that I've seen on the flights that I've been on.
Like, imagine being drunk and something go wrong with the plane and passengers freaking out. And it's already scary enough if you're sober in that situation, but to be inebriated on top of all that would just be the cherry on top of the ice cream cone.
Yeah,
so,
well.
not great.
Hey, speaking of flights and a little turbulence, let's go to the phone lines. and welcome in the man who has not called in a while, Eddie from Clarksville. Good morning, Eddie.
Good morning, gentlemen. And good morning to this great fan base that's headed to work this morning. But if you would allow me just for a second, sir, I want to address this baseball team. No doubt about it. Gentlemen, you've had a great season. You tied the most wins, 20 or more wins for only the second time in school history. I mean, that's great. You're co-champions of the SEC Western Division. You're ranked number 5 in the national polls. You had about as many home run dingers as you did this time last year. I think it's 77. I think last year you were at 78. But starting with the last game of the SEC against LSU, and it continued against A&M, you're leaving Eddie from Clarksville and Coach Van Horn touched on it the other day. There are 4 ingredients to baseball called the lot. And you're leaving 2 of them in the dugout right now. And one of them is your hit. Secondly, your defense and your infield has got to get cleaned up. I mean, you put yourself in position to host a regional, and you come out of that and a national host and hope a super ridge to get back to Omaha, and you're leaving 2 of the ingredients in the dugout right now. And I want to call out just a few players, just real briefly. Casey Martin's son, you're a great baseball player. No doubt about it. Your base stealing is one of the best I've ever seen. And I've been watching baseball a long time, son. And you can knock the cover off the ball, but your errors have got to get cleaned up. I want to get to Mr. Kerstad and Fletcher. Your bats have went colder than Arctic bats. And it's got to get cleaned up before we step out on that field at Hoover, Alabama today. I want to get to the bottom of this lineup. Opus, Nesbitt, Franklin, this is time for you to step out. And you're not doing it. I mean, we got to get some real support with your bats, and you're not doing it. I mean, Connor Nolan is one of the best freshman pitchers in the country. He gets no real support. And that's not the way you want to head in to regional play. And I'll leave you with this, gentlemen. I wish I could address them because you have an opportunity. And Winston Churchill said it on the hot time the other day. He said that to each comes a special moment where opportunity comes knocking on his shoulder. And you know what that opportunity is before you to get back to Omaha. And if you don't clean out 2 of the 4 that Coach Van Horn of hot baseball on the line, you're not going to get there. Or you don't let that happen. Or you going to seize the moment. That's what I'm asking this team. Because if you don't, you will not get back to Omaha. And if you get there, I mean, that's special, gentlemen. 2 years in a row, that's great. But you got to get there. So let's clean it up. And let's do the Hoover, Alabama, and put it on the Rebels. Thank you for taking my call this morning, gentlemen.
Okay, thanks, Eddie. I don't know how you're not inspired after that. I know that Dave Van Horn and his entire baseball team was listening to that from Hoover, Alabama this morning. Inspiration knows no bounds when it comes to Eddie in Clarksville. Thank you for your phone call, Eddie. I haven't heard a rant from Eddie in quite some time. That was one of his better ones. I'll give him that. Very passionate about what the Razorbacks are going to do because now it's postseason play. All the bets are off. It's time to rock and ruin right now.
I know in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast, we have one of his bits where he talks about that the Hawks are going to go to Omaha and bring back a College World Series title. I'm sure fans would love for that to actually come to fruition this year, even though you were so close last year. But, again, there's a long way to go. Got Hoover this weekend, then regional and super, and then possibly heading back there.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking that just knowing the setup of it all, it's like you can't really feel good about it until you see the matchups that are going to be in front of you or the possibility of some of the matchups that'll be in front of you. For instance, when Robbie in Jacksonville called earlier and was talking about how D1Baseball.com, which is one of the more utilized outlets there is and one of the more well-respected outlets.
Kendall Air and all those guys do a good job.
I mean, they have a projection as of right now of Arkansas, of course, getting the national seed as a 5 seed. And if they were to win that regional, they would face the winner of the Stanford regional, which is so crazy because as of right now, Stanford is ranked number 5 in the country. But they are get a 12 seed according to their projections. I mean, in their own, and that's their own ranking system at D1Baseball.com. So, there's a lot of things that go into projections and all that fun stuff, and I get that. But according to them, Arkansas, and I really like this matchup that would be, as far as the super regional go, or the regional, Arkansas would face off against Omaha in the first round as the 4 seed in the Fayetteville regional. And then they would face the winner, if they won that one, of Creighton and Illinois State. So
another Omaha school.
Yeah. Favorable matchups. Maybe it's destiny that you would face the Omaha schools, but then they would go on to face Stanford if that was the case too. So, but here's the thing. If you're looking at it from projections and all that, say if Arkansas, I think we'd all agree that Arkansas getting a 5 seed is about fair. Would make sense. And that's probably where we think they're going to get 5, maybe 6, depending on what they do in the SEC tournament, but one of those 2 spots. A few of the teams that they may end up playing are teams like Stanford, like NC State, maybe Texas A&M, depending on what they do this week in the SEC tournament. But the one that I think everybody would be all for would be Oregon State. Oklahoma State would still be a good one, too, and they're right there in the mix as well. But
got them back in 2015 when you beat them in that regional in Stillwater.
Mm-hmm. Only difference is that there would be a ton of Oklahoma State fans coming to Fayetteville, where if you played Oregon State, you have the revenge game from last year, but I doubt many Oregon State fans would make the trip to Fayetteville.
I think of the potential SEC teams that you'd play, I don't think you'd want to play LSU because you already beat them once this year. There's a history of lack of success against the Tigers, and I think Paul Maneri's just a stinking good coach. I think you'd have a better chance of playing Texas A&M because you lost the series. And I know that sounds weird, and I know they have good pitching in Asa Lacy, Dos Axis, and there's another guy, whoever that is, but I just think that would be, from a motivation standpoint, it's not like they wouldn't be motivated to beat LSU in the Super Regionals. I just not necessarily like that matchup. And again, I wouldn't like having to face off against any SEC school because of how talented they are in the Super. Now, if you make it to Omaha, you're going to.
Yeah.
But as far as the Super Regional goes, I think you want to avoid any SEC school, despite what you know about them, just heading into Omaha.
Well, yeah, because I think in most cases, the people that put together the field of 64, they're probably going to try to avoid having SEC teams face off against each other in super regionals.
But like last year with South Carolina, sometimes it's inevitable. It happens. Some team loses in the regional, and an SEC team moves on and ends up playing another SEC team in the Supers.
Right, which I get. I just don't think that they're going to pair up the Fayetteville Regional and the College Station Regional against each other.
Correct.
Yeah, intentionally. So things happen. You can't prevent that because, for instance, according to D1Baseball.com, in the Corvallis Regional, where Oregon State's at, the 2 seed in that is Ole Miss. So if Ole Miss was able to win that regional, even though Arkansas would like to have that matchup against Oregon State, it may end up being that too. So, I mean, there's a lot of different and various ways that could end up happening. But I feel like just given the setup right now, I mean, East Carolina is another team that they could possibly have paired up with in Greenville. That wouldn't be so bad, but it's just like I would want a team that's as far away that's not in the SEC as possible. Because if you play Oklahoma State, not to say that Arkansas wouldn't beat them and not to say that Arkansas wouldn't have the majority of fans, but there would be a ton of Oklahoma State fans there, just like there were a ton of Razorback fans that were in Stillwater just a few years ago when they played the regional out there.
Because Stillwater is, about 3 hours from Fayetteville, give or take?
Roughly, maybe even less than that.
Yeah, and I feel like that, as you mentioned, the drive over wouldn't be that bad, and I think fans will remember. I mean, you got to think back, that's only 4 years ago that Arkansas beat them at home, so I'm sure they would love to take some revenge and beat them in the Supers, and people are excited about that upcoming Arkansas-Oklahoma State series in football these next few years. It'd be fun, and you get a lively crowd. We were talking about the attendance numbers just a while ago, and you might break it. It might not be all Razorback fans, as you kind of pointed out, but
it wouldn't.
That would be a poppin' super regional.
Yeah, and have a lot more emotion into it than some other ones. But I still feel like if I had my druthers and if I had it the way that Arkansas fans probably deserve it, man, playing Oregon State again in the super regional would be absolutely awesome.
Oh.
The only thing you do have to make sure of is you got to beat them, because it would be pretty disheartening to lose to them twice in a row, especially when you know you had them in a regional in your stadium. Like that would be brutal. So it'd be a great matchup. It'd be great to get the revenge, but if you don't get the revenge, that's a brutal feeling and a brutal way to end the season.
And I honestly think as much as Arkansas fans hate the Texas Longhorns, and I know they're not going to, unless they win the Big 12 tournament, they're not going to be in the NCAA tournament. And as much as they hate, and are they even in? Actually, they might not even be.
Are you talking about Texas?
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong on that. And then they'd love to play LSU and possibly a super regional. But, John, I'm kind of with you. I think at this point, the majority of Arkansas fans, now it might not be 80 or 90%, but I think if you polled Arkansas baseball fans, they would rather play Oregon State over an LSU, over Texas in the super regional, based on solely of what happened last year in the College World Series final.
No, I'm with you there. And by the way, according to D1Baseball.com, Texas, is not into postseason play. But
I'm talking about, like, I just want to make sure they were in the Big 12 tournament. Like, I didn't know if there was a cutoff point.
Yeah. But no, Texas is not in the projected field of 64, but Texas State is. Sometimes it's fun to make fun of Texas when they're down because it's not very often. 877-377-6963 is the number to call in. Tommy's not here, but doesn't mean that Tommy can still not tell you about Gaston's White River Resort.
Hey, summer's coming up, and if you've got a special weekend, whether it's July 4th, whether it's a birthday, an anniversary, or you just have a week's vacation already scheduled and you're looking for something to do, Gaston's White River Resort is the place to spend your summer weekends. 870-431-5202. The fish are always biting on the White River, and there's no better place to kick back, unwind, and relax than at Gaston's. There's something for everyone in the family, too. Pool for the whole family to enjoy, and the kids always love that. Nature trails and a lot to see off of the river there at Gaston's. And, of course, the White River is the star of the show. Check everything out online at Gastons.com, then book that weekend or week-long stay at Gaston's and get it done for summer. 870-431-5202, and be sure and ask about a guided fishing trip. It's the perfect way to enjoy the White River. 870-431-5202 for Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
The most honest sports radio show in Arkansas. The Morning Rush continues next.
What's your more? Maybe it's a bigger garage for that 67 fastback of your dreams. And your own racetrack for you and your buddies. Whatever you'd like more of, Powerball from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery can turn those dreams into reality. And the next drawing is for more than $280 million. So go to your local lottery retailer and get your ticket to more today. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Start your summer with a splash and big savings on Doughboy above ground swimming pools. For a limited time, you can save $500 on your purchase of a full Doughboy pool package, including pool, liner, pump, and filter. Invest in a refreshing and relaxing pool for your family and experience the Doughboy difference of unmatched quality, longevity, and safety. Visit BurtonPools.com and get your $500 coupon and see Burton Pools and Spas, 6121 0 Street in Fort Smith. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Looking to find a team that gives you more than just a place to be a stylist? Supercuts team members take pride in maintaining a positive, professional, and creative workplace. Supercuts team members provide the highest quality for guests by attending training courses at our Hairstylist Academy. Supercuts has been the highest base paid in the market, including time off, commission-based performance pay, great tips, company-sponsored health insurance, and much more. Simply apply online at supercuts.com or contact Joe at 520-203-4316.
Hey there, it's Travis Toller from Williams Tractor in Fayetteville and Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas and Rogers. Big Dog Mowers have you covered no matter the job. With an industry-leading 7-year limited warranty, Big Dog will take care of you. And with prices starting at $23.99 or 0% financing for 48 months and 0 down with approved credit, you can have that perfect lawn you need and want without breaking the bank. And if you serve or have served in the military or as a first responder, take advantage of the Big Dog Hero program and receive 10% off your next mower. Come see us at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville and Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas and Rogers today.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here with a better way to drive at Rath Auto Resources. We're out to break every record in May with the biggest Memorial Day sale ever. It's huge. It's too big for a day. It's huge. Too big for a weekend. It's huge. It's going to take all month to get this done and some of the best incentives ever. We've marked down every vehicle on the lot with discounts up to $3,300 below retail. To save even more, look for the vehicles with the green special stickers on the windshield and get state sales tax paid. If you're keeping the car you have, let our Meineke Car Care Centers take care of it for you with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires, free AC checks, and 10% off all AC work. So visit us today and take advantage of discounts up to $3,300 and state sales tax paid on select inventory during the biggest Memorial Day sale ever. It's huge at Arkansas's #1 rated and reviewed independent dealer, Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
At Michelob Ultra, we know it's not just about how much you work out every day. It's about how much you work into every day, too. So we brew our beer for those who realize that expending calories should never come at the expense of spending time with friends. Those who understand that just because you work out doesn't mean you can't go out. And that's why we brew Michelob Ultra to have 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and a crisp, clean taste. Michelob Ultra, brewed for those who live fit, live fun, live Ultra. Enjoy responsibly. 2018 Michelob Ultra Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, 0.6 grams of protein, and 0 grams fat for 12 ounces.
It's Truck Month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Save up to $15,000 off on a new GMC Sierra. Remaining 2018 Sierra trucks. Save up to $15,000 off. Or see the all-new 2019 GMC Sierra with a redesigned body style and a tailgate that's for work or play. Take $12,000 off or choose 0% for 72 months. It's Truck Month. Save up to $15,000 off on a new Sierra at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Where can you get award-winning Memphis-style barbecue in Fort Smith? Whole Hog Cafe on Burrow Road across from Cisterna Plaza off 71 South. Feast on world champion barbecue with their famous potato salad and smoky sweet baked beans while watching sports on the big screen. Plan your business meeting in the banquet room that seats 40. If it's a morning meeting, the coffee is on them. And they cater any event, large or small, and provide servers if you want. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner and a convenient drive-thru for takeout orders. The new location on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith is coming soon.
ESPN 95.3.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. It's time for your Hog Update presented by Ozark Sportsman Supply and Ozark Casual Clothing and Footwear, where the Ozarks want to honor our heroes this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that have made the ultimate sacrifice for the protection of our country and our families. For military and emergency personnel, there will be no sales tax this weekend. That's right, no sales tax this weekend, and there will be huge savings from 10 to 75% off MSRP throughout both stores for everyone to enjoy. Ozark Sportsman Supply and Ozark Outpost Clothing wants to say a heartfelt thank you, and may God bless the families that have lost loved ones, protecting the American people and our way of life. Again, that's Ozark Outpost Casual Clothing and Footwear and Ozark Sportsman Supply, Highway 412 West, barely outside of Springdale and Tawnytown. So for your Razorback update, Arkansas takes on Ole Miss today. Hopefully at 1 p.m. will be the first pitch. We'll see exactly how the Texas A&M Georgia game goes, which is the game before that one. And if Arkansas was to beat Ole Miss today, they will go on and face the winner of the Texas A&M and Georgia game. See, this is where it gets weird, folks. So I'm going to try to explain it to you, which is probably going to make you even more confused. If Arkansas wins, they face the winner of A&M and Georgia. If they win that one, then they face the winner of the loser bracket between A&M and Georgia and Ole Miss, or whoever wins. It gets confusing, but essentially, if Arkansas can win today and win tomorrow, then they don't have to play again until Saturday, and then Saturday after that is the semifinals. Would be single elimination, and then the championship game after that would be it. So just to give everybody an update on how that works. Let's go to the phone lines. Dennis is in Rogers. What's going on, Dennis?
Hey, good morning, guys.
I want to talk a little bit about what you guys were talking about, the selection committee, and I have a slightly different take, and maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, but that selection committee, you're probably going to have one representative from the SEC, and you're going to have representatives from all these other little conferences who always feel like the big bad SEC dominates everything. And realistically, if Florida gets in, and I think they should based on their RPI, even though they lost yesterday, you're going to have 11 SEC teams in the tournament. You're going to have at least 6 regional hosts, maybe 7, depending on how deep Auburn goes in the tournament. And I think there is such a backlash against the SEC. I think they will intentionally try to seed SEC teams who are number ones or who are hosting opposite each other. Now, obviously, you can't do anything about it, but Tennessee wins a region and then gets paired up against an SEC school. But if you're going to have 4 number ones, national seeds out of the SEC, and you probably will, I would not at all be shocked to just see those guys seed us, and I'm using air quotes, so we happen to be opposite from each other.
Yeah.
The selection committee does not want to see 6 SEC teams in Omaha, even though I think we've probably got 6 of the 8 best teams in the country.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Because here's the thing. I don't know what the committee thinks. Like, I don't know anybody that's on the committee personally or anything like that. But I could see that happening too, Dennis. Like, I could see where they want to eliminate the SEC as quickly as possible. Have them eat their own, if you will. So if they do, go ahead.
One thing that's getting a lot of discussion right now is like basketball requiring the team to have a 500 record in their conference in order to be able to qualify for postseason play. And if that were the case, based on the regular season standings, Florida wouldn't qualify, Auburn wouldn't qualify, and there's one other team that probably is going to get in that wouldn't qualify. So if that becomes a requirement for postseason play, I mean, it is directly aimed at the SEC because all of our teams are going to have an RPI that's high enough to qualify for the tournament. Even Alabama, who won.
Sorry, we got to go, man. Appreciate the phone call. More of the Morning Rush coming up next.
Oh, hey. Do you know what goes great with your favorite tunes? Cold beer from Sody's Wine and Spirits. Did you know that at Sody's you can choose from over 600 single bottles of craft beer in their Pick 6 section to make your own 6-pack? And for the freshest beer, be sure to pick up a growler. Order online at mysodys.com and pick up in the drive-thru. Or download the new Sody's app and save 10% on your first order. For the full Sody's experience, go to I-540 in Phoenix and Fort Smith.
It's our biggest celebration ever, the 25th anniversary of Ron's Lumber and Home Center. 2 days only, Friday and Saturday, May 24th and 25th. Many items, 25% off. On Saturday, 25% off everything that fits in a 5-gallon bucket. Friday, giveaways every hour. Saturday, every half hour with hours extended until 4 p.m. You could win $2,500 in store credit and someone will win a portable building. 2 days only, Friday and Saturday, May 24th and 25th. Ron's Lumber and Home Center in Howell, Oklahoma.
Hardee's used to think bowls were useless dishware. Then we created the new Loaded Hash Round Bowl. Crispy potatoes, fluffy eggs, sausage gravy, melted cheddar, and crumbled bacon. Now part of our 2 for $4 mix and match deal. No longer are bowls just college football games you can nap to. Now they're loaded with Hardee's delicious breakfast favorites and in our 2 for $4 mix and match. Try a bowl today. They're actually really useful. Hardee's because it tastes better.
Available for a limited time during regular breakfast hours at participating restaurants. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
A whole lot of sunshine with us today. Our high temperatures this afternoon will climb into the upper 80s. Partly cloudy, it won't be as cool tonight. And overnight low upper 60s to near 70. Sunny skies, upper 80s tomorrow. And then Friday, lots of sunshine, our high near 90. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by OG&E Weatherization Program for Arkansas customers with homes at least 10 years old. Call 1-800-272-9741 for details or log on at OGE.com.
Radio station.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith. From the Bush and Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting live from the Toyota Studios, this is The Morning Rush.
I think the Chad Morris hire is absolutely the right kind of hire for Arkansas. Like, Brett Bielema was trying to do what Alabama did, what LSU had done successfully. If you want to comp, John, I would say look at what Ole Miss was with Hugh Freeze, and I think Arkansas can be that. I think it's the right kind of hire. If Arkansas fans are patient with Chad Morris, I think he's going to do really well there, man.
With John Neighbors.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
And Tommy Kraft.
My friends and I, we drank beer, liked beer, still like beer.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Appreciate everybody listening in on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. John Neighbors, Ty Richardson in studio with you today. And thank you, as always, for making us a part of your morning this morning. Great conversation this morning. Mainly dealing with the Razorback baseball team playing today in the SEC tournament against Ole Miss. We'll talk about that later down the road here in the show as people are getting revved up for that. Revved up, I guess, as much as you can for an SEC tournament. That really doesn't mean that much to you. It's mainly going to be about the regionals next week, which we're all looking forward to as well. But we've also been discussing some Razorback football, too, and Chad Morris being the right kind of hire for Arkansas football and being the right kind of coach that they need in order to be successful in this conference. And pretty much how everything's gone in this conference and the way things are going in this conference, Arkansas has got to find their spot. They got to find where do they stack up? Where are they going to fall in this conference and in this division where there's so many other teams and so many other schools doing a lot of things differently? And to talk about that, as well as some other things going on in SEC football, let's welcome in Michael Bratton, who's the news editor for Saturday Down South. Michael, appreciate you joining me this morning, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
No, it's always good to have you on, man. And it's like that's the thing that we've been discussing about Chad Morris and Arkansas football, which, listen, it's not football season, but it's always football season here in SEC country. So it's always worthy of being talked about. But as far as what Chad Morris being the right kind of hire, his type of philosophy, his type of style, his type of recruiting, all of that, do you agree with the sentiment that for what Arkansas needs to try to be successful in this conference, Chad Morris is the right kind of guy to make that happen?
Yeah, I really do. I think it remains to be seen if he is the guy. I'm not completely bought in on him, but I love the direction that they're going. I love that he's got the ties to Texas. I mean, I really like Brett Bielema, and I thought he was a solid coach, but clearly it went off the rails there towards the end of his tenure there, and I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that he didn't really recruit Texas. So that's one of Chad Morris's, obviously, one of his biggest, attributes is just his ties to that state. But going beyond recruiting, fans are probably tired of hearing it, just recruiting. But I love his offensive style because if you look at a team, we're all looking up at Alabama in the SEC. And aside from Georgia, I think it's foolish to try to take the Alabama blueprint and try to beat the Crimson Tide doing that. I think teams like Texas A&M, Tennessee, South Carolina, they're all trying to do that, and I don't think they'll ever get it done. And I think, in a way, that's a little bit what Brett Bielema was trying to do, just kind of beat them with tough, physical, running game style football, tough defense. And that's all good and well, but Alabama's just so far ahead of everybody else. That's why I think you got to go 180 with it, open it up, throw it all over the field, and that's how we've seen Alabama can get beaten. So I'm certainly not suggesting this Arkansas team could beat Alabama, but as long as they continue to rack in these receivers and these tight ends and the quarterback play improves, I think they're much closer than they ever were under Brett Bielema.
Well, see, and that's the thing, too, as far as where they stack up in this division, because we all know that Alabama is Alabama. We all know that LSU is doing some really good things, and Ed Orgeron's getting it going. Even Jimbo Fisher, he's only been at A&M for 1 year, but people believe he will be able to get it done and start winning 9, 10 games or whatnot, or at least competing there. So it kind of leaves, where does Arkansas fall on the spectrum? Because Razorback fans don't want to hear that they're going to be last. Somebody has to finish last, but they were last year. But they don't want to hear that. They don't want to believe that. But somebody's got to finish last. As far as the stacking up of the West, where does Arkansas fall? Where does Chad Morris fall on this list for the next 3-4 years pretty consistently? Where are they going to find their place in this division?
Well, I think the hope for Arkansas in the immediate is to jump Ole Miss. I really think Ole Miss, I think everyone obviously looks at what happened to Arkansas last year, and they're just kind of reading a little bit too much into that. And I'm not even specifically talking about Arkansas fans, but just SEC fans. You're going to see these preseason magazines coming out. They're probably all going to have Arkansas last, and to be honest with you. But that's because I think they've got an eye too much on what just happened. And just going night and day, like I said, from that Bielema system to the Chad Morris system, I saw that one coming. You just kind of had to know it was going to be like that. But this year, that team's going to be Ole Miss in my mind. I think they're going to be terrible. So Arkansas has already jumped them in my mind. And where you got to look then, Mississippi State, I'm still not sold on Joe Moorhead. I had a lot of high hopes for him in Mississippi State. They had, 3 first-round NFL draft picks. They still lost 5 games last year. So not completely sold on Joe Moorhead. Arkansas potentially could even jump them this year. And then you really got to hope maybe Gus Malzahn, he's probably coming into the season on the hottest of hot seats. And if Arkansas surprises some people, and certainly I'm not saying like 8-4 or anything, but just get into a bowl game, I would not put it past Arkansas and Chad Morris to even recruit ahead of Auburn next year. So I think that's your ticket to just kind of get your foot back into that upper echelon of the SEC West and, building on that.
Well, it's funny that you brought up those other coaches. We're speaking with Michael Bratton of Saturday Down South right now on the Morning Rush. You brought up those other coaches and kind of where they're sitting at with their respective schools. I'm kind of with you. I'm not sold on Joe Moorhead. I don't even know what Matt Luke, and because people are starting to talk about, well, you got 2 former head coaches as his coordinators. I don't know necessarily if that's going to work out, if that's going to be a benefit to them. Malzahn at Auburn, we don't know what his job is going to look like. I mean, even though you still have Nick Saban, even though we feel like Ed Orgeron is building something strong at LSU, and even Jimbo Fisher, it just seems like besides Nick Saban, though, there's still a lot of uncertainty about a lot of these schools. Because personally, Michael, I wouldn't be surprised if Ed Orgeron and LSU took a step back this year. I wouldn't be surprised if Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M did what they did last year, maybe a little lesser. I wouldn't be surprised by those things. So it's kind of like I don't really have confidence or feel good about any team or any coach in this league or in this division except for Nick Saban at this point in time.
Yeah, that's a great point because everyone's getting on this LSU bandwagon, and I'm kind of there too, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're switching over to this new offense, spread offense. I don't know if you watched the spring game, but they did not take a single snap under center, which is bizarre for LSU, but that's what they're throwing out there. And I think that's the right move because we've seen it time and time again when they go up against Alabama. They cannot compete in the line of scrimmage at this point, so they got to do something, kind of like Arkansas. That's why I like Arkansas spreading it out. But we've not really seen Joe Burrow and these receivers manage that system. If it blows up in Ed Orgeron's face, I mean, they're going to be calling for him to be getting out of there. And they just got a new AD who's got no ties to Ed Orgeron. So there's a window for LSU to have some instability right there. And, you're talking about Matt Luke and his coordinator hires. I do like those coordinator hires, but I'm just a huge believer in the fact that it doesn't really matter who your coach is or any of his assistants. It comes down to the players. I mean, I think that's the key to college football. And Ole Miss, by far, they're going to have a thin roster. Their line of scrimmage is not going to be good. They're not going to have very much talent. I actually like their quarterback, Matt Corral, but not seen much of him. He's going to be a redshirt freshman. So, I don't know. I think Matt Luke is going to be gone by this time next year. I think they're going to be looking for a new coach here soon. And that's a big reason why I bet them finishing last.
So when you say you have them finishing last, I mean, are you talking about them doing what they did last year, going 1-7 conference? Could they go over? I mean, you think they're going to take a step back from what they did last year?
Oh, yeah. I think Ole Miss is going to go 0-8. I think they're going to lose the opener to Memphis. And it's at Memphis. That's a pretty big rivalry. And Mike Norvell up there at Memphis, he's a great coach. So, yeah, if it starts that way, we kind of saw that last year with Arkansas, and they lost to North Texas, and it kind of slid from there. I mean, I think we could see something similar at Ole Miss if they drop that opener to Memphis.
Man, yeah, that would be really crucial and really crazy for Ole Miss fans, I'm sure. And with Matt Luke, that's no doubt because let's be honest too, Michael, with the way that Arkansas is trying to build themselves back up, it's like you feel, at least, and maybe this is from my perspective because I'm here in Arkansas, but it just feels like Chad Morris is laying a foundation that can work because he's trying to do the right things. He's had a lot of roster turnover, trying to get rid of some of the pieces that don't fit what he's trying to do, adding in some pieces, adding some quarterbacks, getting Ben Hicks, getting Nick Starkel. Not to say that they're all Americans, but they're definitely an upgrade from Ty Story and Cole Kelly from what they had last year. He's doing. It seems like he's doing the right things to try to get out of this major hole that Arkansas football finds themselves in. And I feel like that's why some people feel confident in Arkansas a little more so than maybe what you see with Ole Miss and Matt Luke, or maybe with Gus Malzahn and Auburn as far as what Chad Morris is doing, because just on paper it seems like they're going in the right direction. They just got to find a way to win games this year.
Yeah, and I think some of what we've seen recently from Arkansas this offseason shows that, because you got guys like Sosa Agim moving on the inside, and Chad Morris was recently asked about it, and he said, this guy's totally bought in on the move. And he said he even told Agim, if you're not bought in on this, just, don't even come back, which I thought that was pretty surprising. If he's being truthful there, that's probably their most talented defensive lineman on the roster, but it makes sense, because what is that talent worth if they're not bought in? And, I'm not trying to bash Ryan Pulley, but I think maybe that's kind of what would happen there. He just kind of Chad Morris may have advised him, if you're not completely bought in, maybe you need to go to the NFL. And we saw Pulley, he didn't even get drafted. I believe he's already been released from rookie minicamp a week in. So that's pretty telling. And then also T.J. Hammond's returning. I didn't think he was going to come back. He missed a lot of the spring. Chad Morris essentially said he's off the team. Now he's back. So I think it just kind of goes to show what you're saying there, that the culture is slowly turning around. Players are buying in, and if you have all this talent but they're not bought in, it's not worth anything. I'd rather have guys that maybe are not as talented but are completely bought in. You're going to get some better results, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's what Razorback fans are hoping for, better results here in the 2019 season. But time will tell. We're a few months away, but it's already getting exciting for SEC football. There's no doubt about it. Michael Bratton of Saturday Down South, the news editor over there. Really appreciate you joining us as always, Michael. Have a great one, man. We'll make sure we catch up with you later down the road, all right?
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, anytime. Appreciate it, man. 877-377-6963 is the number to call in here on the Morning Rush, brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Check out their Doughboy above-ground pools with a special $500 off that includes pool liner, pump, and filter. Everything you need to start relaxing in your own backyard. Ask Burton Pools and Spas about pool supply packages and receive 10% off your purchase. Free water testing. Burton Pools and Spas is your source for backyard fun. Be sure to visit their website at burtonpools.com in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Again, Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Honest Razorback talk that never yields. This is the Morning Rush.
This is Tommy Kraft, here to tell you about the best and most unique shopping destination in Arkansas, the Ozarks. 2 incredible stores featuring over 50 of the hottest clothing brands, plus the largest selection of firearms in Northwest Arkansas. Both stores under one roof, connected by a premium coffee shop. The Ozarks is the perfect place to spend an afternoon. At Ozark Outpost Casual Clothing and Footwear, you can shop, relax, and peruse rack after rack of Under Armour, Billabong, Kavu, Dakota, Grizzly, Prana, and 45 other premium clothing brands. All for less than you'd pay at the big box store. Next, grab a coffee and head over to Ozark Sportsman Supply. Improve your aim in their 15-lane indoor temperature-controlled shooting range. Check out the latest innovations by Glock, Kimber, Daniel Defense, Silencer Co., Benelli, and more. Ozark Sportsman Supply is your one-stop shop for firearms, accessories, hunting gear, and more. It's all at the best and most unique shopping destination in Arkansas. The Ozarks, barely out of Springdale on 412 West in Tawnytown.
This is the Morning Rush.
Is your home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a free weatherization program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, our crews will install measures that will save you money. The services provided through this program are absolutely free to qualifying homes. If you could benefit from free home weatherization improvements, call OG&E at 1-800-272-9741. That's 1-800-272-9741.
Doe's Eat Place is the best of the best steakhouse in the River Valley. Award-winning steaks in a great atmosphere is what you will experience every time. Doe's Eat Place offers over 150 selections of wine, including 50 Cabernets, 200 spirits, including 80 whiskeys, bourbons, and scotch, and 75 beers, with 20 different local beers and 50 imported and craft beers. Everything you need for a memorable evening is at Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd in Fort Smith. Open 5 till 9 Monday through Thursday and 5 till 10 Friday and Saturday. Call 784-9111 for reservations.
It's our biggest celebration celebration ever, the 25th anniversary of Ron's Lumber and Home Center. 2 days only, Friday and Saturday, May 24th and 25th. Many items 25% off. On Saturday, 25% off everything that fits in a 5-gallon bucket. Friday, giveaways every hour. Saturday, every half hour with hours extended until 4 p.m. You could win $2,500 in store credit and someone will win a portable building. 2 days only, Friday and Saturday, May 24th and 25th. Ron's Lumber and Home Center in Howell, Oklahoma.
Unlimited personal group training at the Fort Smith Athletic Club. Personal group training is a great way to create accountability for your fitness while improving mobility, endurance, and overall wellness. Reach your fitness goals faster with personal group training. Only $60 a month. Call Mike Johnson at 479-926-0193. These workouts are high intensity and get results in under an hour. Only $60 a month. Call for class schedules and details. 479-926-0193. Results happen here at the Fort Smith Athletic Club.
If you have experience transporting frozen and refrigerated goods and want to be part of a trucking family with insurance and be home every week, you need to contact Brent Higgins Trucking. Since 1997, Brent Higgins Trucking in Mulberry has been proudly delivering to and from various areas of the United States, including but not limited to Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Brent Higgins Trucking, where you're a name, not a number. Call them at 479-997-2366 or log on to BrentHigginsTrucking.com.
Hi, I'm Jack with Arvest Bank. My goal today? Play an epic drum solo. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Sorry about that. Maybe I should have let an expert help me accomplish my goal. And for your financial goals, Arvest is the expert. We can help you rock out buying a new home in no time. Get pre-qualified in person or on your phone. When it comes to your finances, trust the experts. Trust Arvest, equal housing lender. Watch me attempt more goals at arvest.com/experts.
Alma Tractor and Equipment and New Holland is here to help you tackle spring during our Dealer Days event. Take advantage of special offers and finance options on all New Holland tractors, from compact tractors all the way up to utility tractors. Get cash back plus 4.5% for 60 months or 0% for 84 months. Show your field who's boss with a New Holland tractor and save big during Dealer Days at Alma Tractor and Equipment in Alma. Hurry, sale ends June 30th.
Hey, this is Scott from Calico County, and it's time for some springtime specials. First, it's our chicken breast salads. Fresh salad fixins, including our own croutons, topped with juicy chunks of chicken prepared the way you like it. Fried, grilled, blackened, or even buffalo style. All served with a salad dressing we make in-house as well. Or your second choice is those same chunks of chicken wrapped in a warm tortilla to make a delicious wrap. Of course, both come with one of our cinnamon rolls. So whether it be breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering, we're Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue behind Randall Ford.
ESPN 95.3.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. You're going to get into our SEC update presented by Ozark Outpost Casual Clothing and Footwear and Ozark Sportsman Supply. Both stores want to honor our heroes this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that have made the ultimate sacrifice for the protection of our country and our families. For military and emergency personnel, there will be no sales tax this weekend. That's right, no sales tax, plus huge savings from 10 to 75% off MSRP throughout both stores for everyone to enjoy. You can test your skills at the range in Ozark Sportsman Supply for $5 for veterans and police forces and $10 an hour for all customers. It's normally $15 an hour, so it's a deal no matter what. Ozark Sportsman Supply and Ozark Outpost Casual Clothing and Footwear want to say a heartfelt thank you, and may God bless the families that have lost loved ones protecting the American people and our way of life. Again, Highway 412 West, barely outside of Springdale and Tawnytown. So your SEC update consists of the SEC tournament, which is going on and starting today. In fact, the first game starts half an hour after we end here. So in about a little over an hour from now, you will have Texas A&M facing off against Georgia. Then after that game concludes, and you'll have Arkansas and Ole Miss. And after that game concludes, you'll have Auburn and Vanderbilt. And after that game concludes, you'll have Mississippi State and LSU. I am very thankful that Arkansas did not get the late games, because here's the thing. LSU and Mississippi State is scheduled to start at 8 p.m. That's when they're scheduled. But knowing how baseball can be, and knowing that weather can always be a factor at random times, you never know when that's going to end, because Also, we're doing a post-game show for Razorback baseball here in the postseason, which me and Ty will be holding down. Also, Phil will join us later this afternoon as well, and that'll conclude right after the IMG broadcast. We'll start to get into it and give a breakdown of today's game as well, so be sure to be on the lookout of then. But anyways, that's why I'm very thankful for the fact that it is not a night game for the Arkansas Razorbacks. And in other news of the SEC updates, we mentioned TCU transfer quarterback Sean Robinson, who's now at Missouri, transferred in. He's applying for a waiver to be immediately eligible. Guess wanting to compete against Kelly Bryant and thinks that he has a chance against him to try to upend his starting position. So that's going to be interesting and fascinating to see how that plays out. I'm not totally sure of how it's going to go, but either way, should be fascinating. And this is another thing, too. Mississippi State has given an extension to Joe Moorhead. Now, to clarify this, in the state of Mississippi, at least from my understanding, contracts cannot exceed a 4-year span. So they extended him to continue to have a 4-year deal on his contract. But it just looks weird because Joe Moorhead went 8-4 last year. A lot of fans aren't completely sold on him. And to give him an extension after a year like that, I don't know. It looks weird. I understand the contract obligations they have, but it just looks weird.
I mean, it's a 1-year extension, right? It was originally his first contract was through 2021, and this one is through 2022. And I think fans are ticked off because they had a lot of talent last season. He didn't necessarily max out the potential there, but it's a recruiting cycle, John. So I don't think they should read too much into it because you want a contract. You mentioned the Mississippi's law that you can't exceed 4 years. Well, you want a full contract of a coach that hits a recruiting cycle, because that should scare recruits if a coach is only guaranteed through the next 3 years, or if it's 2 years, or whatever it may be. So I don't think they should make too much out of this.
No, I mean, I don't think so either, but at the same time, though, maybe it's just because I am still so sour and so leery of any type of contract extensions that get signed after an average season, because that's what happened with Brett Bielema. Now, I know it's a different contract, different schools, different areas, but I'm always just going to have this feeling of, don't want to get into that. I don't want to have that contract. If I was a fan of that school, I wouldn't want to have that contract either. But, who knows? It may play out okay for him, and Joe Moorhead may be okay. But, I don't necessarily see that playing out and that being the case. Also, the attendance numbers have come out for college baseball, game-by-game average. So it's just a per-game average, folks. Arkansas finishes 4th on that list, behind 3 SEC schools: LSU, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss. Is that like a hurting of the pride thing for Arkansas? Should it even matter? Because I don't think it does. I don't think it should, at least.
Well, if you want to call yourself the best fans in the best baseball stadium in the country, then it should. But if you don't really care about that sort of thing, then you shouldn't even glance at this. But
no.
I mean, I was getting in a conversation with Phil about it because I've never been to Alex Box, and he has, obviously, being the voice of Raceback Baseball, traveling to every SEC venue. And from a facility standpoint, looking at Baum, it's like a minor league field. And Arkansas is really good baseball fans, but I just feel like LSU is, I don't know, the premier maybe when it comes to fans and how much support they have for them.
Yeah, I mean, they've always been known for that. And Arkansas is still relatively new to the whole baseball thing as far as having thousands upon thousands of fans at every game. I mean, Arkansas has only been doing that for the past 10, 15 years or so. LSU's been doing that for a very, very long time. So I can understand that, but either way, don't get your hopes up. Don't get your feelings hurt. It's just the way it is, and it's totally fine the way it is. 877-377-6963 is the number to call in. More of the Morning Rush coming up.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Hello, you've reached Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hi, Jan. I was wondering why you say that your summer starts at your Toyota dealer.
Well, summer's just around the corner, right?
Yeah, it is.
And with great offers on our big selection of Toyotas now through June 3rd, you can get the reliable Toyota you need to get you to all the events that summer has to offer. Like drive up and visit your mom for Mother's Day.
Oh, son, it's so good to see you. Come here and give your mom a kiss.
Or maybe go snorkeling over Memorial Day weekend. How about see your nephew graduate from college? Or go down to the lake for 4th of July fireworks.
Wow, there's so many places to go, I just don't know which one to pick. You know what? I'm gonna do them all.
That's the spirit.
Qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus a $2,000 special edition bonus on a new 2019 Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places. Visit GSTOffers.com for details. Offers available in select states and N6319.
Are you in the market for a new pool or spa? Seaside Pools and Spas has been constructing quality pools in the four-state area since 1967. It's your one-stop shop for chemicals, equipment, spas, and in-ground pools. With a service department like no other, Seaside Pools and Spas can help you with any repair, maintenance, or renovation needs necessary. Visit Seaside Pools and Spas today in Springdale and Bentonville or online at seasidepools.com.
The morning show that knows the Hogs. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Get ready for the Great American Shootout. The 86th Annual Old Fort Days Rodeo returns Memorial Day through June 1st. Presented by Cherokee Casino. Come, experience the tradition of Arkansas's oldest rodeo. The return of freestyle bullfighting. Plus all the bull snorting PRCA rodeo action. Tickets are on sale now at oldfortdaysrodeo.com. The 86th Annual Old Fort Days Rodeo. The Great American Shootout.
It's your piece of land, your point of pride, your place of peace and quiet. Your yard means something to you. So mow like you mean business with a professional-grade Gravely zero-turn mower. Gravely means comfort. Gravely means strength. Gravely means cutting precision. Gravely mowers mean business. Gravely, build to mow the distance.
Visit Bush Machine and Tractor, 73010 0th Street in Fort Smith, or at bushtractor.com.
ESPN 95.3. Get after the guys on Twitter at Rush John Neighbors and at Tommy Kraft ESPN. This is The Morning Rush.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. Appreciate everybody listening in this morning. Right now, let's go to the phone lines and welcome in the man, Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, John. Hope you're having a great day. This Memorial Day sale's been going on all month at Rath Auto Resources, and it's just picking up steam. It's just getting bigger and bigger. Folks, it's a big sale with big discounts up to $3,300 below retail on this Rath Road Ready inventory. You know, you find the ones with the green special sticker in the window and state sales tax paid on those cars. Folks, you could save a lot of money. And, we got a couple of cars on the showroom where you're doubling up. You're getting that $3,300 off of retail and getting your state sales tax paid. You could save $5,000, $6,000 on those vehicles, and they're going fast, but we've still got some. There's still time for you to come in and get your nicer, newer car during the Memorial Day sale at Rath Auto Resources. The Meineke Car Care Center, they've got the buy three, get one free tire special going on. Lots of folks taking advantage of that. If you're keeping the car you have, you got to take care of it. The Meineke Car Care Center, the best place in River Valley or in Northwest Arkansas to take care of your car. And right now with that buy three, get one free on tires, no excuses, no reason not to get that taken care of right now. Also free AC checks and 10% off all AC work. Another thing you want to take care of before it gets too hot, like it's going to be this week. If you haven't done the AC, you're going to notice that. 90-degree weather, whatever, and it'd be a great time to get that taken care of right now. So, folks, if you haven't come in yet, come in and see us during the Memorial Day sale. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Centers. We're at 4515 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, the corner of Don Tyson and 71B in Springdale, or you can check us out online at rathauto.com.
There you have it, Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources. By the way, Larry, how many week-long vacations in the Caribbean do you take per year?
You know, I have never taken one. Tommy's my hero. He gets a week-long vacation once a month, best I can tell. You know?
And that's what it certainly seems like. But
it's a terrific situation.
I know. I can't wait to work my way up through the company pipeline here to get to that point. So maybe
man, you'll never be Tommy. I've been trying for years. Just can't keep up with that guy.
Yeah, I don't think any of us will, man. Larry, really appreciate you joining us. Have a great one, man.
Thanks, John. You have a good one. Folks, come and see us.
All right, there you have it. Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources. You know, I got a funny question, too, that was asked last night that I thought was really fascinating. I guess we could have gotten really into it a little more, but it's only so much that you could do with it. And that is, this was asked by Samuel on Twitter. He said, John, quick question. In preparation for today, the World Series Game 3, for all the marbles this year, and Arkansas's in it, would you take this year's Isaiah Campbell or last year's Blaine Knight on the bump? Now, I think it's a fascinating question. Me personally, I'm going with the man Blaine Knight because the dude went undefeated last year. He was automatic. And it just aside from, okay, who has the most upside, who has the most pro prospect, like all that, he also had a swagger about him to where he was just going to go in and try to drill. I mean, if you don't remember the comments he made against Cody Clemens when they were about to play Texas, he was essentially saying, yeah, he's great here. I don't care. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do work, and if I can't do it against him, then we got a great defensive backfield back here pretty much. It's going to take care of business too. So between those two, it's tough because both of them are great. I mean, Isaiah Campbell's been phenomenal this year. But if I had my druthers, if I had to go with it, I got to go with Blaine Knight from last year.
See, I think most Arkansas fans point to that undefeated record, but if you actually dig into the statistics, and Phil pointed them out to me, Campbell's got him in almost everything. So I think you got to take Campbell. Even though you may like the swagger and intensity B-Knight brings to the mound, I think you got to go Campbell.
Can't go wrong with either one, that's for sure. You've been hearing us talk about it for a couple months now. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge is now open. Guys, upgrade your evening out. This place is way beyond what you might have been expecting. Everything from the time you walk through the front doors has been designed to impress. Top shelf wines and liquors, world-class cigars, comfortable, oversized leather chairs, air recycling systems, and you got to stop by. It's on the Avenue and see what all the excitement is about. Of course, it's located at 906 Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith. That's 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. What's Your Beef Wednesday coming up next on The Morning Rush. Stay with us.
0% financing and huge spring savings on new Buicks at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2019 Buick Encore, only $18,999 or just $299 a month. That's a 2019 for under $19,000. Or get 0% financing for 72 months on most Buick models, including the Cascada, Encore, Regal, LaCrosse, and Envision. Spring into savings at the #1 Buick dealer in the country, Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hardee's used to think bowls were useless dishware. Then we created the new loaded hash round bowl. Crispy potatoes, fluffy eggs, sausage gravy, melted cheddar, and crumbled bacon. Now part of our 2 for $4 mix and match deal. No longer are bowls just college football games you can nap to. Now they're loaded with Hardee's delicious breakfast favorites and in our 2 for $4 mix and match. Try a bowl today. They're actually really useful. Hardee's because it tastes better.
Available for a limited time during regular breakfast hours at participating restaurants. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Williams Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Stigler invite you to take advantage of the Memorial Day sales event Tuesday, May 21st through Friday the 31st. All remaining new 2018 and 2019s are ready for you to choose from. There's 2018 Dodge Chargers, 2019 Dodge Durangos, and all makes of 2019 Jeeps. If you need a truck, Williams Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has a great selection of Ram trucks. Check out the Memorial Day sales event Tuesday, May 21st through Friday the 31st at Williams Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Stigler, Oklahoma.
ESPN 95.3. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Quantum Property Services. Buying, selling, investing, and encompassing all your property needs.
Red Solo Cup, I fill you up. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. I love you, Red Solo Cup. I lift you up. Proceed to party. Proceed to party.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday. I'm glad Ty loves the beer drinking songs. Like, Ty doesn't even want to say anything. He just wants the song to keep playing here on the Morning Rush.
And honestly, be completely and utterly content if you just played these songs the rest of the way.
What are these songs? What songs are you referring
these
to?
Great historic country songs.
I fill you up. Let's have a party.
Well, you're in control of the levels over there. I mean, you're in control of the board.
I love you, Red Solo Cup.
Yeah, but I do what I'm told. So,
hey, Tommy's not here. We can do whatever we want. Remember, isn't that the rule today?
You're still technically my boss.
Yeah.
Even though I consider you a coworker, but technically my boss at this point.
Yeah.
Mr. Ops Manager over there.
Yeah. My power is unlimited here at the at hitthatline.com and Pearson Broadcasting. Thing is like you think if you're going by ranks and orders, I probably am other people's boss here, but it doesn't matter, and no one will listen to me, even if I was. So it's just the nice, fun working relationship we have with everyone here at Pearson Broadcasting. So, anyways, it's a What's Your Beef Wednesday, all right? And we have a bunch of people that has come in and given us their problems, their issues, their rants, their raves, and we're going to give ours and yours here right now on The Morning Rush.
What is wrong with you?
I want to complain.
I'm complaining.
I want to complain about complaining.
I want to complain.
It really pisses me off today.
To simply listen to people whine and complain.
I'm angry. I'm spitting angry. I'm like a tornado of anger, swirling about. My heart rate is dangerously high right now.
I'm complaining because not enough people tickle, hug, or smile.
I'm so mad I could eat ball bearings and crap BBs.
It's time for What's Your Beef Wednesday.
All right, it is a What's Your Beef Wednesday brought to you by Joe's Grill and Cantina. Get this, it's a Wednesday, which means half-price apps and taps from 5 p.m. to close. I mean, half-price appetizers and beers and 5 to close. Isn't that great? Well, here's what's something that's even greater. During Razorback games, you also get half-price apps and taps. So double whammy today since it is a Wednesday and the Hogs are playing. The game will start around 1 p.m. So essentially, from 1 p.m. to close, you're going to have half-price apps and taps at Joe's Grill and Cantina here in Fort Smith. So be sure to check it out. It's a great place to eat. It's a great place to watch the game. And it's a great place to get full, to get a few beers in you, and to walk out of the door with a lot more money in your pocket. So be sure to check it out. Joe's Grill and Cantina here in Fort Smith. All right. So What's Your Beef Wednesday? I'll go ahead and start us off. Mine's not sports related. There's not really anything in sports that's been going on too much here to upset me, at least not yet. Give it time. It'll probably happen. But my beef today is something that it may come off wrong. It may come off as conceited and basically just making me look like a douchebag, which is par for the course anyways. But, the thing that I have a problem with today is there was a video that's been going around of I'm not going to get into details of it because I just think it's all stupid. But anyways, there's a viral video that's going around here locally, and people are wanting the video to continue to get shared because it's some sort of act that looks like it's a criminal act. It was a violent act and whatnot, and it happened at a bar on Dixon Street. And if you've seen it or if you've heard the story, you probably know what I'm referring to. But anyways, there's a video that's going around, and when I see videos like this, it's fairly upsetting, and it really is something that you never want to see, and you never want to ever see it, especially here in your local community. But when it comes to criminal acts like this and viral videos that look like some sort of crime was taking place, I am very careful to share it or to jump on a side or to say that this is what happened and protest this place, get it shut down, this person belongs in jail, da-da-da-da. Because I'm not the justice system. And social media is not the justice system. We have a justice system in place. And even though I'll have my own personal opinion and thought on things, the reason I don't share it and go with the mob mentality is because a lot of times on social media, it's shocking, but not everything is as it seems. Not everything is always 100% the truth just because you saw a 30-second video of something happening. It's just not. And so I try to get away from mob mentalities on social media because I've said it before and I'll say it again. Social media is not real life, folks. It's not real life. And honestly, if it wasn't for my job here and being, personality and having to talk about Razorback stuff and sports stuff and all that, my social media would probably be way scaled down because I don't like it. I don't think it's healthy for anyone's mental health. I think that the cons much more outweigh the pros when it comes to it. But, these are the types of things that when I see. But anyways, when all that happens and I get Facebook messages or I get messages from people that I know that are begging me and telling me to share this video, to be a part of the mob. And I say, you know what? It looks awful. I don't like that. It's terrible. But that's not something that I want to do. Because I don't know the facts. I don't know the story. I don't know about it, and I don't want to partake in that mob. And then that person who wanted me to share that gets angry with me and looks at me as a horrible person and calls me terrible names. It's frustrating. So the thing I beef with, folks, is that those of you who are on social media, you can probably understand a little bit where I'm coming from. Social media is not real. It's Weird Al Yankovic, all right? It's parody. It's fun. It can be entertaining. It's something that you can enjoy, but it's not real life. It's never going to be real life. Don't ever take it as real life. Some of you may be needing to stay off social media for a little while. Some of you out there. I know I do too at a lot of occasions, but that's my whole point. And my beef is about those of you who dive into social media and want to just go all in on a story or on something viral that we don't know the story behind. We don't know the facts that are around it. We don't know anything on it. All right? Just pump the brakes. Let the real life work its way through. The justice system is not social media, and it's not on social media. The justice system is in the justice system here of the courts. Let them take care of these things. It'll happen. There's no reason for you to get involved because how many times, Ty, have we seen stories that looked horrible, that looked bad, that videos that just, oh my goodness, this is the worst thing, and it ended up being not even the story at all because no one wanted to wait until the facts came out. AKA Jussie Smollett. Look at that. How many of you hopped onto that story? Just wait. Be patient. Wait until the facts come out, and then you have your reaction. But that's what I'm beefing with today.
Oftentimes when the mob mentality takes place in any situation, whether it's political, concerning sports, religion, so many people are caught up in what's happening all at once that they fail to look at all the facts, everything that goes into it. And then by the time it's all said and done, there's already been like someone's already decided what's happening, even though it's the other side. So, yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I haven't gotten as many of those approaches about sharing stuff and whatnot. I'm kind of glad I'm not in your situation because
it's annoying.
I don't really want to deal into that. All right, John, my beef. You came in to this segment with Joe's read last night, and I asked you yesterday. I was like, "Hey, man, do you want to? I'm going to taco night at Joe's tonight. You want to go?" And you're like, "No, I'm on this health kick." So I'm all right. Well, he's on this health kick. He's been doing this. John's been doing the CrossFit and all this stuff concerning being healthy. And he's a little older. I mean, he's 30. He's got 6 years on me. So I kind of get that. Like, his metabolism's not what it once was. And then I texted 5 other guys my age.
Yeah.
And they all virtually replied the exact same thing. No, man, I'm on this health kick. I got to grind. I'm sitting there at my phone looking. I was like, what is going on in our society when you can't enjoy?
Got to get the beach bod, man. It's summertime.
Do you think you're actually going to have a beach bod before summer?
I'm trying. I mean, I don't know if I will or not, but I'm going to try.
And again, I'll give you a little credit, the fact that you aren't in your 30s, your metabolism is not what it was. But there are guys migrating. Like, we're 24. Like, we're not. I'm not going to say we're in the prime of our life, but, like, to a certain extent, we're pretty in shape. We're some of the most in shape we'll ever be.
Well, and let me, here's the thing. Let me defend myself in that case just real quick, because you texted me when I already had plans with Camille to eat. So it's like, we already went along.
Didn't you have a shake last night though?
A protein shake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you ate after that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's not my dinner. I don't need to drink a protein shake.
I sometimes do that for dinners. That's what I was wondering. But yeah, it's just that was my beef yesterday, and I had some friends that ended up tagging along, but they didn't eat anything. They were just chilling. But
I will say that is weird when people come to eat with you, but they don't eat anything.
Yeah, but they want to hang out. We played some basketball after and stuff, so. I was just not like terribly annoyed yesterday, but I was just kind of in like a joking, like, dudes, come on, man. Like we're in the prime of our life at this point. You can enjoy some like yesterday I had 5 tacos, cheese dip, 2 cups of salsa, I feel fine today.
Well, I'm just telling you right now, for the workouts that I do at CrossFit, and I'm not trying to be braggy, but the workouts I do at CrossFit, if I ate like chips and salsa and all that stuff either before or after, I would feel horrible.
I worked out yesterday.
Did you do CrossFit yesterday?
No.
Okay.
There's
a difference.
We saw the repercussions of the one time I did CrossFit.
Now today,
the aftermath.
Now today I'm not doing CrossFit. So today I can have a little more fun, a little more leeway with what I'm going to eat.
There you go.
It's my cheat day, if you will. But, when it's days I actually work out, it's like, I'm going to dedicate this day to where I'm going to try. And honestly, I have lost weight. I've lost like 8 pounds. We'll see what it gets me. I mean, but
Keep it up, man.
Yeah, but I'm telling you right now, there's going to be times where I just want to feel like I want to eat a cheeseburger. And, I don't want to have sprouts. I don't want to have flaxseed oil. Like, I don't want to have those things. I want to have something that's good and American.
I got a buddy that's on a juice cleanse this week because he's heading down to Cancun for Memorial Day weekend, and he wants to look in prime shape for the many ladies that he says he's going to be meeting down there. And he's already, like, you know how some people, they gain weight immediately after college or they lose weight? This kid's lost weight, kind of like I have, because we've actually started working out, which we didn't do in college, and we stopped drinking 3 times a week.
That helps.
But a juice cleanse, I don't know if I have the stamina or the willpower to go a week drinking nothing but juices.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. I got to have something. But the thing is you don't have to do a juice cleanse. You can eat healthy things. Like, I had breakfast last night for dinner, which I love, by the way. I think breakfast for dinner is an awesome thing.
He wants washboard abs is what he's going for, which he won't get. He might get close doing this thing and working out, but yeah, that's not. I don't have that level of willpower to approach that type of initiative.
My goal is just to be able to wear a pair of shorts where it doesn't look like I have the mushroom top coming out from over the waist from where the belt's at. Small victories, man. Gotta go along with it.
One step at a time.
That's right. At least I'm trying to get there, and I'm trying to be on my way. That is for sure. All right, that's the What's Your Beef Wednesday from us. We'll get to all your beefs in the final segment of the show on the other side of the break. Stay with us, folks. More of the Morning Rush coming up next.
The voice of Razorback fans across Arkansas. The Morning Rush continues next.
All right, so what's better than winning a really big jackpot? I don't know. How about keeping all of it? Yeah. With the new taxes paid instant tickets from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, when you win the top prize, we pay the taxes. I love it. Get a new taxes paid ticket today and keep what you win. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline. See Ticket Back for full details.
Start your summer with a splash and big savings on Doughboy Above Ground Swimming Pools. For a limited time, you can save $500 on your purchase of a full Doughboy pool package, including pool, liner, pump, and filter. Invest in a refreshing and relaxing pool for your family and experience the Doughboy difference of unmatched quality, longevity, and safety. Visit BurtonPools.com and get your $500 coupon and see Burton Pools and Spas, 6121 0 Street in Fort Smith. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun. Tommy Kraft for The Fence Man. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from The Fence Man can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, The Fence Man can custom install any type of fencing, gates, controlled access, and card readers. Call The Fence Man for a quick, no obligations quote. 479-782-3936. That's 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
For almost 70 years, Crabtree RV in Alma has been helping people in the River Valley get out and enjoy the great outdoors. And that tradition continues today with our brand new body shop, a first-class service department, and a friendly staff to help you choose from the top brands in the industry. So put away the devices and get out this summer to enjoy all that the natural state has to offer. With a little help from Crabtree RV in Alma, where your family's dreams come true.
This is the Morning Rush.
Oh no. Oh yes. You just got pulled over. Nice. Wait, let me capture that. I'm a terrible driver face. Click. Perfect.
Huh, the officer's coming to your window.
Wait, what? Yes, ma'am?
I'm gonna have to write you a ticket for not wearing your seatbelt.
Me? A passenger?
In Arkansas, drivers and passengers are required to buckle up. Every trip, every time. Click it or ticket. A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
You're born amazing. And at Baptist Health, we want to keep you that way. In fact, that's our mission. To not only provide the most skilled doctors and nurses to heal you from sickness or injury, and comprehensive care to support your recovery, but also to be your guide to health. Also, you can keep on inspiring, keep on reaching, and keep on amazing. For the care that keeps you amazing, visit Baptist-Health.com.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is the only place to watch the Hogs. Watch every game at Joe's. Enjoy half-price apps and taps during the game. And with TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat. Half-price appetizers like brisket nachos, Mexican pizza, 10-layer dip, or Joe's humongous sampler platter. All half price. And all beers on tap are half price. Watch every Hog game at Joe's. Half-price apps and taps during every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here with a better way to drive at Rath Auto Resources. We're out to break every record in May with the biggest Memorial Day sale ever. It's huge. It's too big for a day. It's huge. Too big for a weekend. It's huge. It's going to take all month to get this done and some of the best incentives ever. We've marked down every vehicle on the lot with discounts up to $3,300 below retail. To save even more, look for the vehicles with the green special stickers on the windshield and get state sales tax paid. If you're keeping the car you have, let our Meineke Car Care Centers take care of it for you with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires, free AC checks, and 10% off all AC work. So visit us today and take advantage of discounts up to $3,300 and state sales tax paid on select inventory during the biggest Memorial Day sale ever. It's huge at Arkansas's #1 rated and reviewed independent dealer, Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Every acre of your land adds up to your own piece of heaven. You need a Mahindra tractor to help you put more of your heart into it. Alma Tractor, your local Mahindra dealer, will give you honest answers and straight talk about how our tractors are easy to operate, more fuel efficient, and more powerful. See more during our demo and drive sale with no payments for 90 days on every new Mahindra from Alma Tractor and Equipment in Alma. Sale ends June 30th. See more at almatractor.com.
ESPN 95.3.
Pour me something tall and strong, make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
What time is margarita? I don't know.
Are you singing the song or what? I didn't know. What was that?
Someone. It's been a while since I've listened to this song.
That's later in the song when him and Jimmy Buffett do it. This is first verse.
There's a gap there.
Yeah, no, it works out. So it's a great song, man. It's like there's a few country like beer songs that you just start singing no matter. Like this is one of them. Beer for My Horses is one of them. Red Solo Cup's kind of that way, I guess.
It's a little newer, but
yeah.
These are a little older. And it's funny because in about, May? In about, 2 or 3 weeks, you'll be at Buffett in Little Rock on Thursday night, and I'll be at Buffett in Dallas, Texas on Saturday. So,
yeah. Hopefully he does this song.
Can't wait. Yeah.
I think he will end up.
And Alan just shows up out of.
No, yeah, that would be ideal, but let's just pump the brakes. I don't think that's going to be the case. So, either way. Great song and a great way to end it, that's for sure. All right, so it's a beef. What's your beef Wednesday? And we have some of your beefs here on social media. So I'm going to go ahead and read some of those. Some of those are, you guys get crazy with it. And it's funny because you make it personal, and that's great. That's what you want to have. That's what you want to be able to see. So, what are you mad about this morning? Jonathan says that Reggie Fish tried to field the punt Willie Mays style over his shoulder.
I don't think fans are ever going to get it.
I'm pretty sure the past 3 weeks we've done What's Your Beef Wednesday, somebody has mentioned Reggie Fish.
They weren't going to win that game anyway. Just being honest.
I mean, I don't know if they for sure say they weren't going to win it, but you can't tell me that they just scored 21 unanswered points. They had all the momentum. They had just stopped them on third down, and they had all the momentum going their way.
And you hear, I have Bird's call vividly. He muffed it. He muffed it.
And it's probably better than what a lot of people said in Razorback land after he did that. So
I was my memory of that game, I was at Cotillion that night, and right before we left to go to the dancing portion, because we ate at Benihana that night, And right before, he muffed the kick, and then we left. And then after I found out they lost, it was very aggravating.
I'm pretty sure I felt the same way after that muff punt, the same way that I felt when the foul ball was dropped in the College World Series, especially, where I knew it was over. Even though there's time left, you just knew.
Well, you had the reaction live, and I know that's why Peter Burns had you at Feinbaum the following day, is because he saw that.
No, that was Barrett Salee that had me on the following day.
Okay.
Peter Burns had me on earlier that week.
Okay.
So, but yes, the reaction apparently was pretty renowned because I shared the same reaction and the same feelings that many Razorback fans had. I don't want to relive that.
Except yours was on video. It's like
mine was live on video. And hey, if Arkansas's back in it and they're 1 out away, I am absolutely periscoping it. Second time's a charm, right?
Yeah.
Trying to do it. I'm sure I won't make anybody upset that way. So Brian says that Dave Van Horn was not named Coach of the Year as his beef. Hey, I'm with you on that one. You can call it bias. You can call it whatever you want. I feel like Dave Van Horn should have been named Coach of the Year right there with you from the SEC. Jeez, Adam says that we still play games at War Memorial and don't play Arkansas State. And
open that can of worms.
Like, come on, people. Like, some of this stuff you need to just let go. Just let it go. It's all fine. Let's see. Ryan says the fact that I worked my blank off for 5 years at Kroger and they still won't make me full time. Well, I can understand that can already be pretty frustrating. TJ says that he has to weed eat a ditch. I do not have to weed eat a ditch today, so I guess I'm good on that front. Sorry you have to go through that, TJ. I'm sure that is pretty annoying.
One of the luxuries of the apartment complex is we don't have to worry about the landscaping outside of it. So.
No. In fact, I give back to the landscaping by letting Rowdy use the bathroom outside in the bushes and in the flowers. So, or in his case, he likes to just, bend a fresh biscuit there on the sidewalk. So, either way, I'm giving a contribution back to the apartment complex. Nathan says people who spell Dixon Street as Dixon, Dixon. That also frustrates me too.
I don't know anyone that does that.
I've seen people that's done it. It's main people that do it are people that never been to Dixon Street before. It's one of those deals. Justin says the fact that Zayday was not named All SEC, that one's great too. I agree with you there. Amy says awaiting cheer team placements for my daughter. Not mad, really, just anxious. Well, good luck, and hopefully your daughter makes it there. Ozark Hog says Bran being an awful person. Game of Thrones reference. Some of you who haven't seen him probably won't get it that way either. Dustin says he's beefing today with establishments that only have one toilet. I'm with you on that one, Dustin. Don't ever come here to our Barling location because our establishment has one toilet. He'll probably hate it. But we find a way to make it work here on the Morning Rush. Appreciate everybody that is listening to the Morning Rush today. We're going to do this all again tomorrow morning, so be sure to join us. For Ty Richardson, I am John Neighbors. Same sports show, same sports channel tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. We will see you then.